revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised.
What is in your life's blueprint?
What up, everybody? Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you are. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel as soon as you come up in here. So I have something to tell you guys. For the past 4 days, I actually was suffering from a fever. Okay, so when I did Messy Mondays the other day, when I did my live stream the other day, I had 102 degrees fever. And I was like, I got to do this. I got to get this content. I got to get this platform on the road. I'm always on a journey to just like reinvent myself, to push my algorithm in new directions, get clicks and views, and of course, make an honest living, okay? I don't owe anybody an explanation for why I do things, and I don't owe anybody a specific anything that I'm going through. But when I need personal space, I need personal space. So yeah, I actually have strep throat, and I had to go to first of all, if I get sick or injured, I always think like the world is coming to an end, because that is totally unusual for me. I got my first knee injury here in Brazil. I got my first strep throat here in Brazil. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I didn't want to mention it because I didn't know what was going on until I went and seen a doctor. So now I got like this, I got this spray. I got this spray that I have to spray, and it soothes my throat so it doesn't hurt when I swallow. I swear to God, it's been like painful for it. Not today, because like I got a shot of penicillin in my ear, and then I got this spray right here. And I don't know where I get it from. I think it was from the traveling, being on a plane in Argentina, literally the weather shift and everything. So I thought I was actually up out of here. And last night, after I ended my live stream, I got into bed. I was super cold, knowing that I have a fever, but couldn't show you guys that because I don't really trauma bond or trauma dump on you guys. And so I sweated the fever out last night, got up feeling so much better today, and went to the hospital, and I took a test, and I got strep throat. And they say that a lot of people are actually coming down with it. So I guess that's what it is. Me personally, I'm from the Los Angeles area, so I never really experienced season changes. I remember about 2 months ago, I had like an allergic reaction to something that I don't know. My eye was extremely itchy. I went to the ER, and then I went to the ER inside the airport because I was renewing my visa, and it was draining it. And I was like, something in there, and it was nothing in there, and it was just like an allergic reaction to something. I don't know. Like, I've never experienced body changes like this, so I'm always think the world come to an end. So with dealing with that and still trying to create content and stuff, I kind of like move myself away from drama and chaos. And that has always been my purpose and my primary goal, honestly, when it comes to like this YouTube shit, like dead ass. Like, it's not that I feel like I'm better than other content creators, that I'm bigger than or better than the mess. It's just not what I want to be a part of, and that has to be respected. I hate when people email me talking about losers, emailing me, trying to force me to go watch and engage with other people. That shit right there, coupled with me actually dealing with my own health concern, it really makes me hate people. It makes it, and the best response for me is to push people away and figure out my own shit, and definitely don't mention it publicly, because these losers and weirdos are lurking in the bushes trying to figure out who's supporting me, who they can get attention from, who they can get money from. I honestly want to move away from that as well. So you guys will see me like uploading a lot of clips and a lot of content from longer form videos, simply because I'm trying to break into different algorithms. I'm trying to get to the point to where I can receive enough views from video content to where I don't necessarily have to depend on the fan funding. I want my viewership and my content and the algorithm to supplement the fan funding, because it makes me feel safer. It makes me feel more independent, more in control. and less having to deal with people and stuff and be manipulated. I don't like it. Okay. Shout out to Naika. Naika, I thank you so much. It doesn't matter how much or how little somebody support me. I'm going to always be grateful for it. Shout out to you, Naika. I also want to acknowledge that I did meet you during the Diddy trial, but I didn't realize, I'm going to be real with you. I didn't realize that was you until a couple days later. And at that time, so much drama and so much stuff had me stressed out. I wasn't even paying attention. And what let me know that was you is because there was a stalker who actually seen you there and was like, yeah, Naika. I'm like, wait, that was Naika. So I want to say sorry to you. You was definitely a sweetheart to me. And I remember when I seen you, I was like, I know her from somewhere. And I just couldn't put my mind on it because I was just so busy trying to get the celebrity content, so busy doing the drama stuff, and so busy covering the law. So shout out to you. Thank you so much for supporting me. Everybody, please continue to support your boy. Continue to help me out on this journey. I was supposed to get a IRL backpack. I don't know how that's going. You know, it's disheartening when people make fake promises and you know that that's their character trait, and you still be banking on that, and then they always disappoint you or let you down. I would never do that to anybody. I feel like that's very narcissistic. I also feel like that's very abusive, like a form of manipulation that really makes people not like you, honestly. And you keep on running into the same situations with different people because you keep on making the same mistake. Whether it's a painting, whether it's a IRL backpack, whether it's whatever. It's like it's narcissistic abuse. And this is why it's important for me to branch out, move away from the toxicity, branch out, and get acclimated in the algorithm to where these clicks and views could supplement the fan funding and so forth. Yes, it's Taco Tuesday. Thank you. I actually did not have tacos today. I went and I got chicken thigh with some Alfredo pasta with garlic in it and some broccoli. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. And mind you, the food is fresher down here too, you know? But yeah, that's what was going on with me for the past 4 days. I had a high fever, 102. I did not want to be bothered. Like, I don't owe nobody an explanation. I got a fever, so everything that you're doing to aggravate and agitate me is like making it worse. I don't owe you no explanation. I don't want to be put in a situation where I have to explain anything to a motherfucking person. Like when I feel that way, I see red. Like, you're gonna get fucked up. Like, you're in danger trying to put me in this situation, and it's not good. And then it starts reminding me of things in the past, and I start hating people that have done me wrong that should not have been. You understand what I'm saying? So I just want to put that into clarification publicly and just say that publicly to everybody. Cause I'm not trauma bonding with nobody. I don't do that shit. That shit is weird as fuck. Go seek a therapist if you want to trauma bond with somebody, or handle your shit. And when your shit is done and over with, live another day and tell the people about it how I'm doing it now. Period. End of discussion. What's up, Taylor Indra? What's up, you guys? So I do want to cover a little thing that is like I'm dead serious. There's this person that is in the black tea sector, whatever, that has an account trolling Jack, now trolling everybody else. I'm not a part of the black tea sector. I don't want to deal with those people. I don't care about those people. I worked overtime to get rid of those people, including Looney T. And then somebody emailing me talking about another loser on somebody's play. Don't send that shit to me. Like, I will punch in your fucking face in real life. I don't give a fuck who you are. That's how I fucking feel. And at this point in time, people should know who the fuck I am. Like, literally, if you continue to say something to me and I finally tell you that, hey, this ain't it, bitch. This is how I really feel. That can get transitioned to you too. So don't be coming in my chat when I ask for space and tell you to leave me the fuck alone. I don't give a fuck. It just further prolongs that I need to stay away from you because you don't respect my motherfucking boundaries. I don't like it. I really don't. That goes to everybody, okay? And I'm not talking to one person in particular, regardless of what y'all said and what y'all are thinking. People don't want to be messed with. People don't want to be talked about. I'm one of them. Don't talk about me. Don't try to decode me or anything. It's very fucking weird. It's weird. It's possessive. It's obsessive. It really makes me not even want to be on the internet, honestly. But anyways, there's this, What is going on here? I don't know why this is happening. It's dropping frames and stuff. If the live stream is messing up, it'll pick back up in a little bit. I'm so sorry. I see frames and stuff being dropped. But anyways, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get to this whole this black T sector thing. Again, I'm not a part of this. My statements has always been rejecting the black T sector. Everything that I said and everything that I've done has always been with the nuance that I'm rejecting it. I don't want no part of it. Leave me the fuck alone, okay? With this Jag stuff, obviously, you know, when I came around in 2023 in the Jaguar right sector that got converted and turned into the black T, I don't know how that happened, but you know, Jag was hot content. I was on it. I covered it. I did it, and I was ready to move on. And then people doxed me and grifted themselves to my name and reached out to my family, reached out to people in Clubhouse just to like get a click and a view off of my bag. What are you talking about? The code for the soul 468 said, hope you feel better tonight. Feeling triggered sounds like PTSD. I like that you know how to recognize your feelings and take a break. Weird people can be exhausted. Exactly. Like, you know, when I say I want a break and give me space, that has nothing to do with an individual. You don't know what the fuck I'm going through. Like, and y'all should know me by now. Like, it's not about you. You didn't attract yourself to me and my platform because of you, because of me. And I don't owe nobody no explanations. And trying to, you know, fuck with my boundaries and stuff is very weird. But anyways, let me play a little bit of this and get my perspective on it from the constant perspective that I always give. I don't like this shit. Leave me the fuck out of this nigga shit.
Because anybody with common sense could see that boy ain't nothing but a psychopath. If you just pay a little attention. Anybody with common sense can see that. Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles could see that like it's an eye exam.
Why are you saying that she's breaking everyone apart?
I think this is a clip of Jaguar Can't Get Right calling me a psychopath. Like, if you look at the definition of psychopath, that's not me. Okay, I have so much empathy, and people try to run over me, and people try to like use me like I'm their saving grace, and I'm there to solve all of their motherfucking problems because I have a lot of empathy. Okay, I have a lot of empathy to give, and people want that, and people will then try to use my own personal pain and suffering to project the type of empathy onto me that they want from me. So that's why I don't come out here and tell y'all certain things, because it gravitates the wrong type of energy, the wrong type of person. It becomes a distraction for me, and it dismotivates me. So I'm not a psychopath. I'm very calculated and careful, and I protect myself. Me protecting myself does not mean I don't care. It means that I mostly care too much. And now I have to think ahead, sometimes days ahead of these weirdos in order to combat shit, you know? So if you guys look at the definition of a psychopath, I think all of us to some degree will be like, maybe this is true about me, but not this and not, because we're human beings. We're literally human beings. And looking up these definitions is very much like looking at WebMD. Like if you got a cold or something like that, you probably think you're dying. So of course you're going to think the worst by looking at it. But on his face, I'm not a psychopath. And if people believe that, then just stay away from me. Like, period, point blank. Anyways, that's what Jag said about me in that clip. And truth be told, like, for instance, I like the fact that this girl, gave me space to clarify an ongoing narrative that I didn't get to clarify for 3 years. And I appreciate that. But my sentiment is that I still don't want nothing to do with these people. If you have somehow traumatized me and I have PTSD, it's only the matter of time before that flames up again, because you're not going to change who you are. And I'm going to remember the past. There's no reason for, and then people have the right to do that as well, because like somebody like will bring up some shit that happened 2 years ago. out of nowhere. It's like, oh, like I'm not doing this. I will literally hurt you in real life physically. So let me just remove myself from this and let me just not even address this because you're not even worth me saying that too, so that you could weaponize it against me and play the victim later, you know?
And Lady T, we have always been super cool.
I don't have anything. Lady T is doing her part in my reality. Mind you, she's in the Black T sector from my platform, period. And so whatever she's doing is her own thing, and I will adjust to it. But my plan is in work as well, and everybody else, so is you. I came up here to tell you that I'm not. And you know what? Out of all these AI characters, like, I would say, I mean, they say I wear makeup and shit. I guess that's why I look very similar to this AI character. I'm not mad at the character, but I actually might go ahead and copyright this as a digital footprint of myself so that I can stop this person from using me in your content. Leave me the fuck out of this shit. I'm not obsessed with people. I would prefer for all of us, those three, to file a mutual restraining order so we can't talk about each other. Okay? Because don't nobody know who's defending and who's telling the truth and lies. It just looked like a back and forth.
I've had enough of your shit. You can be quiet.
Okay,
I'm really tired. I'm leaving. Bye.
And most people would have looked at this like, oh, Denat, you want to go back and forth with her. No, I'm not. I'm telling her and everybody else in y'all motherfucking face that I don't fuck with y'all. Leave me the fuck alone, bitch. I sent you over there to get dogged out, get drugged, get played by that nigga that ain't never gonna stop, and you ain't never gonna stop. So y'all can jump off the bridge together and make content about each other, because now you're distracted with each other and I'm no longer the focus and I'm happier. So that was a part of the long play. And then you got goofy bitches that's not really trusting the process and questioning. Like I literally was seriously injure somebody for playing with me. So I really have to move strategic, is smart about what I want to do. So sometimes when I'm engaging with these people, just because I'm coming across nice and polite does not necessarily mean that that's what's really going on internally. And don't let that shit go over your head.
I'm really tired of him thinking that he owns me, runs me, controls. This is a narcissist. When things happen that he didn't foresee, he will say, oh.
I'm not a narcissist. I just know how to play the game and keep it cool and weed you the fuck out like later. And I don't give a fuck about your opinion, your mama, nobody. I don't. Okay? You cannot play me. You cannot pack up Giselle and call that a moment of vulnerability and we're supposed to rebuild a connection based upon that. No. In real time, it felt good, but after I ended that and moved on, within a couple of seconds later, you still a demon. You still somebody I don't want nothing to deal with. And that goes for the entire Black T sector. Leave me alone. I don't care. Didn't y'all enjoy the Messy Monday that I did yesterday? And I didn't talk about nobody on the Black T sector. As a matter of fact, we didn't even mention nobody and nobody's storylines from YouTube. People are bored. Like King Payne, he does a Messy Monday. Why you had to wait until my Messy Monday was done for you to get your shit off? And your shit was boring. And then on top of that, I already got word that these YouTube people in the Black T sector have been reaching out to Clubhouse personalities to get them on their platform. So there you see, they're already, again, pivoting off of everything that I'm doing. Like, y'all can sit here and play into the semantics of who got this platform and who got a bigger audience and who has this many subscribers. Y'all can play all that shit that y'all want, but real influence is not clocked by how many people that you have watching you. Real influence is clocked by consistency, quality, and who's really moving and shaking shit. Okay? The Black T sector would not have any content if I did not unleash Lady T on them. And now, in real time, niggas on Clubhouse is saying that these top three from the Black T sector are reaching out to them to get them on their platform to combat what I got going on. I'm not even worried about y'all. So who's really the number one creator in the Black T sector? And when you think about creator, is who's coming up with novelty, who's bringing in new people. Like you listen to King Payne Messy Mondays yesterday, he was complaining about how the storylines are redundant and we need new people. He was basically hinting and indicating to you that he's one of the people that are reaching out to people from Clubhouse to tap into Clubhouse. Like these bitches are so scared of my future, they're moving backwards. They're focused on me. That is so fucking weird. All of them. Just endlessly in private pillow talking about me. I'm literally the only influencer out of this whole Black T sector. Everything that Sean David Way has done since the Jaguar Wright content has been copying and following behind me. So they can sit here and try to act like I'm valueless or whatever, but that's what happens to the ghost. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not even being narcissistic. It's the circumstantial evidence that let you guys know that they need me for a fucking storyline. They need to piggyback off of what I got going on. And it's not cool. It's not cool, but guess what? It's a part of the game, I guess. And it's one of those things to where when you're online, you got to subject yourself to games and people and things that you don't necessarily want to deal with simply because that's what it is. But at the same time, you ain't got to demonize nobody. I'm a strong person, right? If I come on here and tell you guys that I had a fever, 102 degrees fever for 3-4 days straight, and now that I'm feeling better, I'm finally telling you about it. Like a lot of these women, because the Black T sector and a lot of people that consume the internet, specifically YouTube, are women. They like weak people that are in need and that are fucking desperate. Even somebody I asked, I was like, hey, I need space. And then I was just like, I'm feeling better. Let me just reconnect. You want to see me in need and in desperation or some type of pain in order to like that's not me. That's not who the fuck I am. That makes me hate you. That makes me want to punch your fucking lights out. I'm literally that type of nigga. It really makes me, you want me to beg you for some shit? You want me to, oh, I'm so sick, I need help. Oh my gosh, I got a fever. And people, and it's like a subconscious thing, especially in the Black community dealing with Black women. They don't want to help out, look out for, support me unless they're already butt broke, has no masculinity in their fucking body. Why do you think LGBTQ and the gayer the Black man is, the more women love him? Because he's weak in their eyes. He's weak. He's non-threatening. He wants to be a woman. And then those women perpetuate their nasty negative behavior behind those punks. And they never get held accountable because all of a sudden that punk want to step up and be a man when a real man steps into the situation and try to check it. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like all of these punks go around, let me protect and serve all women. And like, you don't even fucking like women, nigga. That's why I tell people when it comes to these fake ass support systems, these women only want to support destitute ass niggas. And I can never, ever in my life want to be one of the motherfuckers that's destitute. I can never in my motherfucking life let somebody consistently lie to me. Bitch, I will unalive you. That's what's going on in my head when a motherfucker lie to me. So it might be nice and sweet on the outside and on the surface, but real nigga shit, bitch, you're in fucking danger. This is why I'd rather be alone and fuck with the small group of people that I do fuck with because they know who I am. They respect my boundaries and they deal with me as on an individual level, like how I try to deal with everybody else on an individual level. Like just because the collective likes somebody doesn't mean that I have to like them. I'm not going to be forced and bullied into that. I'm going to deal with people on individual levels because that's what I want people to deal with me on individual levels. Before you send me a text, before you say something, before you make a move, you have to understand and assess based upon Denat's character traits. Okay, this is an individual that's more likely to react this way or to think this way, even though he's smiling and putting on the show for you. I know Denat, so let me address him accordingly or deal with him accordingly. All of my friends, everybody in my real life knows that. And I respect them for who they are. Like if there's a difference between personalities, I have to identify that, respect that, and meet that person for who they are. Why the fuck can I get the same reciprocation? Literally. Why the fuck am I being stalked, abused constantly in so many different various ways? This is why we need the platform to grow. This is why we need to get away from the toxicity. This is why we need 20,000, 30,000 clicks and views per video to supplement so that I can actually be freer and happier. I'm not happy sitting here feeling like certain people are monopolizing my channel and got this. I'm not happy with that. I'm not. I really want to be just that nigga that create content and do what the fuck I got to do. I would be much happier if people left me the fuck alone. Good, bad, or indifference. Okay, there's some people in this world preferred to be alone and left the fuck alone, regardless of how much attractive energy that they have or how much you might be attracted to them. I personally would prefer to be left alone. Right? And so, anyways, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And let me move forward because I was not going to address none of the YouTube stuff in my Messy Monday because clearly we don't need to do that. And then on top of that, I was on Twitch. And y'all know Mr. 82, he created a Twitch trying to tap into my algorithm, but I blocked him. And it was hard for him to tap into my algorithm, hard for him to get any views because I was not giving him no attention. And because I blocked him, you know, Twitch has a thing when you block somebody, the algorithm really don't share the space. You just can't put somebody's name in a Twitch title. You just can't talk about, you can't do that over on Twitch. That's what I love about Twitch, unlike YouTube. YouTube and Twitch are two different platforms. So I was not finna mention this bitch face or anything on my motherfucking Twitch when you already trying to break into my Twitch audience. Is you crazy, bitch? Are you fucking crazy? Hey y'all, last night was good. Thank you, Jessica. I greatly appreciate you. Last night was definitely epic, and it's gonna get better. You know, it's definitely gonna get better. People on Clubhouse are talking about it. Good, bad, and different. It's still free promotion, and people on YouTube behind the scenes are also talking about it. And wanting some of those Clubhouse personalities to come over. So I already got the clips of people on Clubhouse talking about the prospects that want them to. So when they do that, we're going to play the clips. We're going to prove that it's a setup. We're going to show you, etc. And when they come over here and say that the knot ain't shit because they mad, we're going to go ahead and...
What is 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, and 30 you bitches going to the private to screaming? Yeah, tell them to look up. Tell them to look up, child. And they're going to deny the real king of Clubhouse. They done outdone y'all all. See how they go? So crazy.
That's what I love about YouTube and the audience here. It's really all about credibility. You can't say that Denat is the king of Clubhouse and then rewrite history because you're mad and say something completely different. You lose all credibility, especially if your storylines, you want to safe keep them on and off of YouTube. Like, for instance, we had Aubrey from Clubhouse on the platform. You guys know I kept it neutral. Jessica, shout out to you. You were supporting Aubrey and saying that you like her and stuff. And I poured into her and I gave her that, even though everything that they were saying about her was true. And I knew it to be true. And I just wasn't saying anything. And, you know, and I gave her space to reinvent herself and to tell her own story. She decided to act like her truth was not her motherfucking truth when multiple people from Clubhouse told you her truth. She don't want to cam up or anything. She actually went on Clubhouse and tried to shit on me and act like I did something wrong. So we're definitely going to have a paperwork party against her motherfucking ass to prove to you that everything that the people said was true. And I will also further compel and pack a motherfucking ass up. Everybody's not going to make it, okay? Everybody from Clubhouse is not going to make it, and I welcome the smoke. Go ahead and collaborate with the Black T Sector CCs who always need to use me or somebody attached to me for content in order to tell your side, because you ain't going to get it on this platform. And at the end of the day, that ain't nothing but some motherfucking promotion. You heard me? Ain't nothing but some goddamn promotion. Thank you, Jessica. You said, I like how you introduced everyone and they had their intro. Yo, absolutely. So now that I'm just live streaming exclusively on YouTube, let's get to these motherfucking losers. Oh.
They got involved in a whole bunch of drama and then they're kind of just here now. That's kind of the way Lady T fell. Because she actually came from the Christian Rock sector, and then she got involved with the Redacted, aka Powderhead.
See, powderhead is something that he's consistently called me, which is defamation, but it don't bother me because I know it's not true and it's not so invasive, like throwing your big stinking nasty rotten bussy on me. You understand what I'm saying? So I've never been offended by him calling me a powderhead. I don't give a fuck. People say everything they talked about Jesus. What I'm offended by with this particular individual is circumstantial evidence lets me know that this person is mad that I rejected him. And I'm going to show you the receipts of the primary rejection that happened in January 2024 and why he's still mad about it and how he's still pathetic and miserable. Even though he got 100,000, he still feel like he got to engage with people. Like I literally seen this dude on somebody's platform with 535 followers. I literally seen it myself. I'm like, you got 100K subscribers, Mr. 82. Why are you engaging with these people? Do you not feel significant? You know, where is your new woman Gooditopia at, sucker? Ain't she the dark side? Well, you know, Gooditopia is lost in the wind. We planned it live. We never really had a conversation behind the scenes or whatever to actually solidify it. It was just a live stream and it was an idea out there, a good idea, honestly, that I would have liked to come into fruition. Do I need Gooditopia? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I want to make that very clear. I never needed her or anything. I just felt like we were similar. Like she's like a cousin of mine. We're similar in personality, similar in experience dealing with Black T-sector people. So I never really needed Gooditopia to kickstart. Like we got 5 or 6 different Gooditopias on Clubhouse that I can introduce you to. That's what y'all don't know. We got different personalities. We don't got no creditors like 82. Like with them allegations, you'd have been iced out. Ain't nobody moving around the motherfucking app with them type of allegations. Let's be clear. What's up, Mel's World? Hey, what's up, Mel? I see you popping about the bushes. You must have watched last night's Dark Side of YouTube and enjoyed it because see, you never come over here. Judge Shady Court in the building. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all like the video and subscribe to the channel. So no, I don't have a personal issue with Goody. I just felt like it was business savvy for her and I to collaborate on the dark side, and we would lead that for the YouTube perspective. Most importantly, I did it because I didn't want to seem like a narcissist saying that, hey, I can just do this by myself and bring people over here that don't nobody know. Why not collaborate with Gooditopia simply because other people on YouTube know her and it'll be Denat, Goody, the YouTube audience plus Clubhouse. Now it's looking like I'm just doing shit on my own and I didn't want that aesthetic, even though that's what I have to do at the end of the day. I don't have a problem with Goody. So I don't know if she heard them say that they was gonna, you know, bring her up and make the list for, you know, Messy Mondays. I think they said, okay, I was on Goody's platform. If it was a Wednesday and we decided to do this shit, then the next day her channel was like, she removed it temporarily. But then that same day we was trying to figure out what happened to her channel. Before she brought it back, they said that, yeah, she belongs on the list and she's a good content creator. And then she brought her channel back and it was a different tune. So I don't know, but to me, it just felt like she was looking for that validation from the Black T sector. And once they was like, yeah, we're going to highlight you, in which they did it, by the way, she did flip the switch on me. And I just want you guys to know, I will never ask somebody, specifically a content creator on this platform, to come into the picture to help me with anything if I absolutely don't need them. And if I do need them, or if I got the resources to compensate them, that's what I'm going to do, because I never want the narrative to be that did not need me to do any motherfucking thing, because I don't. So shout out to her, whatever she got going on. Yeah, the Judge Shady Court, y'all would be good together. Yeah, good together comedy. We would have. I definitely believe that. But she's doing her thing, and she say the feds be watching and they support me and they've been watching the whole time. Never has she clicked my link. Never has she come out of my bushes or anything. So she's just one of them people like the rest of them that watches me all the time and everything that I do and know everything that's going on over here, but don't actually support your boy, right? And I come out of her bushes and I support her, but she don't reciprocate that, even though she knows everything that's going on over here. So I do feel like that there's a little imbalance in that trajectory, but I can't force somebody to come out the bushes. I can't do any of that. right? I never really felt the way about that, but since we're here addressing it, that's what it is. You know all of my storyline and everything that's going on over here, but you never really engaged with me or collaborated with me like where it was equal or mutual. So why are you watching? That's neither here nor there, but shout out to you guys. I hope that's not too messy. And I'm not trying to be messy. I just stated my opinion about that. Any questions you guys ask in this video, I'm going to definitely answer it. Mel's World said, I don't know much about the dark side. Y'all mean like Donuts LL. So Mel, you're the only person that can call me Donuts to get away with it. No, so we launched the dark side of YouTube, heavily supported by and featuring Clubhouse personalities, which shook up the app. Like they're still talking about the dark side of YouTube on Clubhouse. Other people are talking about it and people are gravitating, and it's something that's totally going to work. And it really is not about me like, oh, I'm the king and I'm this number one. The dark side of Clubhouse, we all are individuals who will come together. At the end of the day, we don't try to do this power hierarchy structure or anything. I just think it's important to introduce you guys to new content creators that don't mind showing their face, because the black tea sector for the most part is going to be destroyed, and YouTube is going to do that. YouTube has already put out the memo that on July the 15th, 2026, those channels that don't show their faces, y'all gonna be demonetized. Those channels like the robot that don't show your face and got your motherfucking mouth on everybody else's shit, you're gonna be demonetized. Like you're gonna have to figure out how to maneuver with your content strategy. At least that's what I understand about it. So I'm not trying to say anything, but I think like that's fair. That's totally fair, because a lot of people who do the doxing and who do the most are avatars that don't want to be identified, that don't want nobody to see who they are, but can talk about my looks, my braids, and everything, and they look like fucking shit. So I'm not saying there are some people that are avatars that I think are really good, like Mel's World, Shady Court, y'all good, but that's probably gonna affect y'all too. The AI channels is gonna come down. The AI channels fucked it up for real content creators. That's why we're not getting the views no more, because the AI channels are getting all the views and all the attention and making all the revenue to where it's not even a personal experience anymore because of the AI channels. And then the faceless channels that fuck with real people. Y'all finna be demonetized. And I'm not like wishing bad on nobody, and I definitely don't want to take food out of nobody's pocket, but I'm so fucking grateful that YouTube is doing that, because guess what? The next time you play with and dox somebody, they get to see what you look like. They get to identify you. You know what should be next? The same thing Facebook and Instagram and TikTok is finna do now. You have to use your real name when you create a channel. Can't be no alias. Can't be no anonymous source, because when you fuck with people, now I know exactly who I need to sue. It's not doxed information. It's a regulation, a social media regulation that you need to come on this bitch with your real name. Mel said, I've been calling you Donuts for like 3 years, LL. You better not switch up on me. Okay, I got you, Donuts. Everybody are just individuals rocking and doing y'all, but making people feel inferior. I don't make people feel inferior. Like I can get on, like niggas from Clubhouse will tell you, I've always been the type of person to birth new content creators, and I give them a platform to launch off, and you're supposed to take off. Don't expect that consistently. Like I'm gonna give you the platform, and when I take them training wheels off and you have to ride that bicycle by yourself, don't turn on me. And oftentimes that's what happened. They don't know how to do something themselves, so the best thing that they can do is turn on you in order to get the attention that they want. And that's exactly what happens with Lady T. That's why I never really went back and forth with acknowledged her until I was no longer the target, because bitch, you wanted to get yourself in a back and forth with me to build off and eat off of me. She claimed that I suppressed her and I didn't want her to grow. You was not going to do it to my expense. You're not going to call Blueface and Bodine and mention me live and use me as a catalyst for your way in, because now you've added me to the equation. So when I call and speak to Blueface and Bodine, I get to tell them who you are, because you made me a factor in that. It ain't like you just call in there and you're connecting with them. No. You made me a factor in that, so you gave me influence over that decision, and that's exactly why you ain't get no opportunity out of it. Somebody said, isn't that one robot from New Delhi or India? Robot time gotta go. Exactly. And then on top of that, you know, there's BuzzFeed that's going to be competing with YouTube. And we know Byron Allen is the new owner of BuzzFeed, and he's really, really adamant about that ad revenue shared amongst black creators equally. He sued McDonald's, he sued NBC, CBS, and all this because they didn't want to deal with him and pay him proper ad dollars to finance his content. So with BuzzFeed's taking off, you know, the CPM is not going to be manipulated based on the color of skin. It really isn't. So, you know, he said he wants to compete with YouTube. We'll see how that go. Do not forget to like the video. Absolutely. But let me get back to this funky motherfucker.
Now, I'm going to be honest about something. And Lady Letitia, I don't know if you're watching right now, but I'm going to be totally honest. When you had that man up on my on your platform, not my platform, up on your platform talking about calling and harassing my family, I was highly upset. Yes, eventually you did say, hey, stop it, right? But the fact that you didn't check the motherfucker is why I didn't like that
But you're a grown ass man. When you gonna come outside and check some stuff? When you gonna do it? And I am. And anytime you mention me, minus today, this is I'm gonna play the clips of you obsessing about me. That's gonna be the new voicemail of you obsessing about my friends. Yes, I emailed them. My audience know. You know too. It ain't like I did something in secret. I did it. I wanted you to know it. I emailed your whole family, uncles, aunties, and everybody to let them know how obsessed you are. Because see, the thing about it is they don't know much about you beyond the scope of you just sitting in the house by yourself, playing with a big ass machine, thinking about me, digging in your nasty body, eating up the food. They don't know nothing about you because you're so gay and you're so secretive. So let me show them how gay you are to the extent that where you would go online and harass somebody and somebody's telling you to leave them alone, to keep on reinforcing the ideology. Just because I'm grown don't mean you're not displaying predatorial behavior towards me. You know, I got that recording with your auntie whose son died 6 months ago, and you didn't even go to the funeral. Like you didn't go to your nephew's your cousin's graduation with your other auntie or nothing, because you just miserable. So the only time you get to talk to them, they get to know anything about you, is what I'm saying about you. See, that's the difference between me and you. See, that's what happens when you're not comfortable with yourself. So you can get online and try to harass and bully because you literally are Revenge of the Nerds. If they ever remake that movie and get a big ass ball of doo-doo, you belong in that movie. You never had no power, no influence, no nothing, had to manipulate white people to feel sorry for you, and now you're doing it to black women on the internet. This guy's one of the prime examples of what it means to be a fucking wussy. Okay, and bitches love surrounding themselves with wussies and acting like you need help and protection and all this stuff because you really are a wussy. So yeah, anytime you play with me, I am going to reach out. I am going to tell them what you're saying and what you're doing and how you're trying to like ice somebody out with Lady Letitia and whatever. What are you talking about? You could have got up there. Ain't you the prince of the beef sector? Like, why you never come outside? Why you never address your own shit? You're a fucking coward. Nobody cares about you. I personally don't. Like, what will it take? How many more subscribers will it take for you to just go ahead and motherfucking just forget about beefing? Forget about running people's name. Forget about your obsession with me. How many more subscribers and how much more money will it take for you to find somebody who's desperate and destitute so that you can forget about me? I want to help you on your journey. If you ever want to do it for the love of big nasty stinking ass nigga show and find, I will help you on that journey if it means that you get off of me. Stop putting your stinking dookie hole on me. Stop putting your stinking body on me. I seen it and I cannot unsee it. You are obsessed with me, and it's because you got rejected and you don't know how to fucking handle it. So powder head all day, every day. I would never be offended by that. I know the truth, but putting your body on me and going with that narrative, and that's disgusting to me. Like, stuff like that would get you killed in real life is what's going on in the back of my head. And I can't just say that because, people already want to demonize me. So I go around trying to explain it and over explaining it to people who don't give a fuck and still want to play with that. And they wonder why I want to kill them too, right? So yeah, anyways.
Shit. Because every time Maggie try to say something about you, I always check the situation. No matter if me and her were good or not, I always checked it. And I feel like you didn't show me that same respect.
Nobody respects you.
Because literally, this fool went on her platform bragging about calling and harassing my family. And that's
define harassment. You got to define harassment. You're connected to them, public record. Play the voicemail. Tell them what I told your family. Why don't you bring your auntie on here and ask her to clarify why you went around the house singing Britney Spears and wanted to wrestle all the little boys in the family? They said I lied about that. And then they played the clip and they heard the auntie say it. And now all of a sudden, the knot was telling the truth the whole time. I don't have a reason to lie. Stop acting like you speak for your family when you don't even speak to your family. Unless, of course, somebody like me telling them and reminding them how much of a disgusting predator you are. What are you talking about? It's the rejection from me. 100,000 subscribers or not, nigga, you always gonna be a fucking loser to me, okay? January 2024. You know how you can just like be trying to tell somebody no and go away so nice so many times before you just come out here and body them? Hello, me nor my moderators is interested in co-creating and or having conversations on your platform. The fear of black women endlessly harassing me at the expense of my mental health are not safe environments for me and or to the benefit of being friends with any content creator. The best advice is for you to stop talking about me, because if you instruct your audience of black women to cease their harassment, they will go to another chat. That's no good for any CC. Please stop making me your content. Create real content and allow things to happen naturally if they are supposed to be best. January 2024. Here's him begging for a friendship, begging to be in a proximity to me. You don't even have to look at the chat. The subscribers have nothing to do with me and you. There's no me and you. You've been waiting. Think you're gonna make that move now. And if I was cognitively focused and remembered these text messages in the underlying context, I would have never even met up with him, because I knew he had a whole corn movie in his head. And I said, I'm not doing anything. I'm just having a convo with you. No thanks. Get them bitches up off of me. And if they won't, I'll just collaborate with CCs that have a safer environment. Do subs egg shit on? Yes, but it's the way we respond and we act. The whole time he's not knowing that I know if I tell him I don't like you, you're going to get mad and you're going to keep on creating content about me. So why not blame it on your subscribers? And I said the subscribers control your platform. I'm tired of windmilling in front of nasty, hateful bitches. Professional victim all 2024. Stop it, LOL. Here's my question. Am I welcome with open arms in your chat? And the whole time, and this is January 2024, it don't matter if you had 2,000 or 2 million subscribers. It's the same sentiment. It don't matter if it's January 2024 or June 2026. It's the same sentiment. So he said, here's my question. Am I welcome with open arms in your chat? Who does that? And who the fuck does that? He was just on Ben's platform, a nigga that only got 535 subs. Who did Sammy in, then didn't her, then screwed her like he done screwed them niggas he was with in prison and got her windmilling on his platform with no motherfucking water breaks. I'm through. I was listening and Sammy was up there. They in the chat telling how dumb she is. I came out the bush. I said, Sammy, do you think Ben screwed you out of love or duty? You know, and she was getting messy. And the fact that she highlighted that comment and addressed it, it let me know that she's planning her exit. She want this love narrative. She gonna take all the power from that nigga. That's what's finna happen, okay? And before that, Cat Medusa came up there because she a little bit jealous. She went to bed. Yeah, let's talk about these bisexual men and what they do, yelling and screaming. I'm like, who? This is a shot at Ben. She mad because Ben ain't choose her and Sammy up there and they done screwed in real life and she couldn't get her done. That's the only thing I seen from her going up there. I'm like, okay, this shit is like a telenovela series if I ain't ever seen one. It's legit though. So I asked Sammy, once Cat Medusa dropped down, I was like, oh shit. Let me go ahead and stir the pot a little bit more. Cause she went up there to check that nigga about being okay. I said, Sammy, do you feel like Ben smashed you out of love or duty? She said, what do you mean? You want to drop? Yeah, I'm going to drop the link. You want to click the link to elaborate? Ain't no elaboration. Do you feel like this nigga did it out of love or duty? Like, do you guys need me to explain what love is or duty? Duty is like a responsibility, something that you earn from it. Like, for instance, like some of these down low men, they get with women in relationships with them to procreate, for status. It's their duty to look like they're straight. It's their duty to procreate. It's their duty to have kids to impress their parents. And this is why these women get beat the fuck on, because they're not with them out of love. They're with them out of duty. And for Ben, he didn't hit her from the back, choked her out, got her going crazy, body still composing to this day. And the nigga ain't never gonna see you again, girl. Okay, he did that shit out of duty. And the duty is for you to be up there windmilling with no water breaks for him on his platform. And when I asked that question, you know, shit, I was like, okay, let me listen again. And then Sammy said, we've been live for 6 hours. Whew. I need to take a break before I go live on my own channel. And Ben said, oh no, what you planning on talking about your channel? You can talk about it here. And so sometimes all you got to do is sit back and look, okay? Just like I know circumstantial evidence said Nomad screwed Mr. 82 when they was in Vegas. Circumstantial evidence tell me that Sammy done got screwed out of a duty. And that duty is to maintain that audience, them clicks and views, so you can look goofy and them bitches can laugh at you and wait for the downfall. That's the only thing that's going on over there. That's it. But anyways, back to this loser. He said, he was on Ben's channel today, windmilling. Like, nigga, you got 100,000. Why do you feel the need to engage with somebody like that? Like, how can you benefit? I mean, I understand he got more people in his chat than you with 100,000. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't think people care. I think this whole end of the road journey that you thought you was going to hit with 100,000, it's just not clicking. Because nobody really cares. You have to care in order for people to care. And you don't care, because if you care, your actions would be completely different and you will move differently. Okay? Go and take a manifestation course. Go and get it from these other people that I can't name. Go and get their course to figure out how to move around. You understand what I'm saying? Here's my question. Am I welcome with open arms in your chat? Not in January 2024, no, June 2026, bitch. And of course, you know, if I would say, hell no, fuck you, nigga, get your stinking ass up out of here. The nigga would have fired up a video. At that time, he had Melanie Jones attacking me. That's why I had to get her back. She came up there bit with a camera slip. Yes, that bonnet was on display. Cause she windmilling for this big Lucius ass nigga. And don't know, this nigga's begging me. This nigga was gonna make accommodations to disable his chat. To say F his chat if I just would have, be his friend. So Crash, I said, hey, he's still talking about you. Just trademark and copyright your name and face all that nicknames he calls you. Okay. Got it, girl. We'll address that a little bit later. But I appreciate the info. Welcome. You know, I love when you pull up. Here's my question. Am I welcome with open arms in your chat? So I say, after you leave me alone and stop making me any content for 30 days and 30 nights. I knew he couldn't do it. Why do you think I gave him that hard task and that hard goal? Okay. And then here's another thing. He wants attention. He wants people to talk about him. He wants to be on display. Did you watch the video because it actually wasn't negative? Bitch, I don't want to watch you at all. Don't you know content creators, people only watch you to see if you're going to talk about them, to slander them, and they have to defend themselves? Like, dead ass. Do you not understand that? Nobody wants to be fucked up with you, sir. Did you watch the video because it actually wasn't negative? I don't need to watch it, because now I'm manipulating you behind the scenes to make you think that we're cool, so I don't have to worry about you damaging my name and reputation, you fucking dummy. Why would I have to watch the video? I did it. It's not a safe space for me. Just stop before you get the reaction you're looking for. Your chat is your power, influence, and the true intentions. You have a platform. You are a leader. You are leading a tribe of miserable bitches for me to hate you and them equally. You can't tell me anything about a video you didn't watch, because if you did watch it, you would have said that thank you and just moved on. Bitch, I don't want to watch it. Who the fuck want to watch your ugly ass? Bitch, okay, you got a far left political opinion, and everybody who voted for Kamala Harris and want free health care looks just like you, bitch. Everybody and all your supporters are doing a viral trend eating motherfucking jars of sugar, pineapple juice, and pineapple spears. Them bitches is eating octopus out of a boot. That's your audience. Those are the people that you attract. And unfortunately, it's the majority on the internet. I won't never see you super chats and super stickers light up. You had to go out to She Paints to get some money off of my back. And I'm not finna repeat those mistakes again. I'm not at all. That's very abusive. And I never forgave that, by the way. You know her. You can't tell me anything about a video you didn't watch, because if you did watch it, you would have said thank you and just moved on. I really was not trying to fight with you. I made that clear in the video. I told my chat that it's my decision. They can hate it or not. Bitch, this nigga was ready to move, ready to risk it all. Just ready to risk it all for me to watch you. And I'm not going to watch you. I'm not. And if I do watch you, whatever you said and did, whatever clip I have of you said and did years ago, guess what? Just like I'm bringing them niggas from Clubhouse over on YouTube, old to them and new to YouTube, right? So it might be old to YouTube, but it's new to your family. How you been obsessing over me crying and all this shit, bitch? So keep playing with me, and I'm going to just go ahead and push play. And this time, especially after you done confirmed, like, you know, I done did public record search, and I was trying to figure out who's who. He said that I left voice messages on his family box. So you go ahead and confirming that it is your family. And the next time, we going to leave them voice messages live, bitch. That's what we're going to do. Because I'm not playing with you. I'm not arguing. I'm not going back and forth with you. You're mad because you got rejected, nigga. You're obsessed with me. Any attention, good, bad, or indifference is something that you take pride in and want from me. If it's your big 100K, I'm on a journey of healing in 2024. I'm upset that you attacked me before even watching the video. This is what I mean by you creating an issue. Huh? What do I, in my opinion, have to do with your journey of healing? Like, this nigga Ben gave me power over him. I done took his soul out of his body every time I go live. I said, yeah, well, they need to respect that. If not, stop talking about me. That's the only thing I wanted you to do, stop talking about me. You know for a fucking fact you don't talk about me. I'm not watching you. I'm not clicking. I'm not looking at you. You're not interested, bitch. I'm the cool kid. I'm the cool kid that the white folks came and got and asked me to go to their parties and tokenize me, okay, while laughing at goofies like you. Okay, I'm not even a black guy that cooned and sucked up to the white people for attention. I'm the one that they came and got to be the life of the party. I'm the one that they was influenced by and inspired by, nigga. Okay? I hate niggas that kiss ass and niggas that'll do anything and beg for motherfucking attention. It says that you had none ever in your life. I'm a complete stranger to you. And at this point, I didn't even link up with him to continue to pretend to be cool, because all of that was about, I need to keep this nigga from talking about me, bitch. Stop talking about me. Stop talking about me. That's it, bitch. Stop talking about me. That's it. You're disgusting to even, can't believe somebody this fucking ugly. You know how like if you want to beef with people that are attractive, people that can make you see, like, you know, beefing with me, somehow he's found validation off of that. Somehow he's made me his focus of healing. Every time he said, oh, I want to start over and I want to heal and new beginnings, it was because I didn't open up communication to manipulate him into thinking that we're cool so he can stop talking about me. And eventually he'll catch on. I'm not talking about the nine and he's not writing me back. So let me shit on him again because I need his attention. And then I'm like, hey, what's this about? Okay, all right. This is what this is about. Okay, man. Like, okay, cool. We're cool. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh my gosh, he finally spoke back to me. Sir, you got deep issues. He said, but you didn't watch it, so you don't know what I said. Bitch, it's not what you said, it's the fact that you're ugly and disgusting and got the nerve to open your mouth about me. I said, no, just leave my name and likeness alone. This is January 2024. Ain't this the same shit that I've been saying consistently? And then I blamed it on his crowd. It's poisonous to me, and it is a true reflection of you. They control your platform. They hate me, so I hate them and the person who gives them the space to hate. I blame this on your audience when I know it's you. And you abused and manipulated them, you know. And then I said, finally, after he's not getting that I don't want to watch this shit, I said respectfully, I'm not interested in watching, and my mods don't have to windmill for me. Okay? Stand on it. They're not, please don't do this. And I said, and you have them thinking I'm the problem when it's you trying to force a reaction out of me. I really hate them bitches. Like, you literally are trying to force engagement with me. And I didn't realize I had this in my phone until like a week ago or some shit like this. Whenever I did it, I was in Argentina. And I started going through my phone and I was like, oh shit, this is gold. And I said, you trying to force a reaction out of me, which is the only thing that you do. You need to force reactions out of people to claim that you're lit. You are a harasser and a stalker, which is exactly what I told your family on the phone. Your family listened. Your family had a whole conversation with me. Do I need to play it? And this is a different auntie. That lady is sad and heartbroken that you ain't even show up to her son's funeral, bitch. Please don't do this. I even turn off the live chat so you can watch it. Look, he was going to, like, come on. This nigga begging me to watch a video, or you don't even have to look at the chat. The subscribers have nothing to do with me and you. I've been waiting. They're gonna make that move. Just like, did he have a whole email thread with that crazy ass bitch that got my name tattooed on her chest about the boy is mine? He too gay to function. Y'all know that nigga was singing this song. If you go to his motherfucking Instagram, he got songs singing, baby boy, you stay on my mind, fulfill my sin. What's the other Destiny Child song? Bootylicious. So he don't do nothing but sing songs by women all motherfucking day. Bitch ass nigga. I'll even turn off the chat so you can watch it. The subscribers have nothing to do with you and me. They heard I was good. They want to see if it's true. That's why he always like this, serving up and offering up his big ass throat. Matter of fact, shit too, but I can't even hear this song the same way no more, okay? That nigga got a big ass machine playing with himself thinking about me. Get your... Ugh. You know what I'm going to do? Matter of fact, this weekend, I'm going to go ahead and dance to that song. I'm going to make sure my body's all good and sweaty and shit so they can drive him motherfucking insane. Just like the rest of the creditors that's always watching me, bitch ass nigga. So yeah, I'm going to make sure I go ahead and do that song. I'm going to make sure I got on my... Y'all know my little blue shorts that I wear. I'm going to make sure I ain't got on no underwear on them and everything. And I'm going to go ahead and dance to it so he can get him a couple of screenshots. And I live rent-free in his head and got a whole big-ass machine playing with his pussy thinking about me. Bitch-ass nigga. Talking about the subscribers have nothing to do with me and you, bitch. Get up out of here. Y'all seen that video on his Instagram. Say my name, say my name. Fuck, bro. How do you always come up with all this funny ish? I don't know. I just be having fun, you know. But yeah, these are the fucking receipts. This nigga begging me for some motherfucking attention. And he's a clout chaser too. Let's go to the last receipt before we move on from this BS. I said, I don't want your audience near me. They know it. They hate me. I hate them. Listen, it's millions of people on a platform. You think I care about one of his 100,000 subscribers supporting me? I don't at all, and I'm good on that. Whatever it takes for you to stop talking about me, okay? I've fucking isolated my platform from you, from the black tea sector, and for some reason y'all still talking about me. Like, I don't want to engage with y'all. Okay, y'all are beneath me intellectually, creatively, spiritually, looks wise. Y'all bitches are beneath me, and I don't give a fuck if you got 300, 400,000 subscribers. That's how the fuck I feel. I don't want no engagement with you. Here's the thing. I go in people's chats that don't like me all the time. That means you're insecure. You're not secure about yourself. Ain't no fucking way in hell I'm gonna go in somebody's chat that don't like me. That means you're addicted to abuse. Or you're trying to grift and get the attention of their audience to come and watch you. And you look like that, bitch. Have y'all ever been harassed by a big ass bear? Bitch, fuck wrong with you, a big stinking ass bear. Get the fuck up out of here. Don't nobody want to be caught with you in the daytime. That's why you be in them back alleys in Vegas. Go on over there and find Perry Sanders, the one that you was really in love with and fell out with him just because he collaborated with me. I couldn't get Perry out the phone from talking about Mr. 82. Somebody out there wants you. Go ahead. Both of y'all got a bald head. He tall, he skinny. You know, why you don't go and see Perry? They say he was gay and all that other shit. If anybody's obsessed with you, it's him. The way he kept talking about you to me, kept trying to use me as a catalyst for on Sherelle's channel to clap back at you. Go over there. Okay, the boy is not yours, and there's no me and you. Why would you go in somebody's chat that don't like you? For attention, because you never got none in real life. Sometimes I won't comment if I know it's going to be an issue. However, my people are protective over me. Fuck you and your people, bitch. You can't even comment over here even if you wanted to. And it's been that way since 2024. Again, we have rarely been on good terms. For the most part, our YouTube ship has always been bad. There's no YouTube ship. That's why it's bad, because you're trying to force something that's never going to happen. No means no, you fucking predator. Like I said in the live, you didn't watch. Both of our communication skills are bad. This nigga really think that we need to go to therapy or something. I bet you this is the way that Conscious TV be writing Larry Reed. Like I said in the live, you didn't watch. Both our communication skills are bad. When I'm ready to talk, you're not ready to talk. Then when you're ready to talk, I'm not ready. This nigga built a whole relationship in his head with me, y'all. See, this is why I cannot engage with him. He's too gay to function, at least when it comes to me. I can never be offended by, you know, a lie, a defamation, powderhead. Okay, that's cool, bitch. Okay. Just don't be up here saying they in love with you or you had a relationship or we had a good time and we was friends. We was never fucking friends. This was me doing reputation management and risk management so your big ugly ass don't get out here and spin a lie about me. That's all this is about. I don't know how you read into this and thought it was me and you and thought when you're ready to talk, I'm not ready. Bitch, I don't play them motherfucking games. Give a fuck who you is. Give a fuck who you is. I don't play them fucking games. There's none of this. You're fucking delusional. So it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But I don't want to fight with you no more. Who was fighting with you? You crunk up videos to target me, and I clap back at your big stinking ass, nigga. That's it. You got packed up. That's it. When I say packed up, that means I don't want nothing to do with you afterwards. At all. And I stand on that. And I have to keep repacking y'all niggas. And for some reason, y'all think it's banter. No, I don't want shit to do with you. Like, when are y'all gonna understand that? Like, I mean that, bitch. I don't give a fuck about somebody saying that I'm mean. I don't need none of y'all to be entertaining at all. So go ahead with your 100K subscribers and all that shit. You keep playing with me. I might, Monday, we're going to be making some calls to your family. And probably send somebody to knock on their door talking about how you harassing me online too, and record it and use that for content too, bitch. Because you don't care about nothing but some attention, good, bad, or indifference. But let's see how much you care about your family finding out how disgusting you are. Or do they already know? Let's get to some real content. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised.
What is in your life's blueprint?
So Chud the Builder continues to go back to court almost every other day, you know, kind of like Jarvis, but we know what his aim was going to be once he got sentenced and once he no longer had any more court appearances. They got him to up out of there to unalived him as soon as his court case was over, right? So I fear the same thing. Well, I don't fear. The same thing about to happen to Chud the Builder. Either he going to have to every black arc in that bit or some ass got to be given up or something. Because you need to stop going back and forth to court talking about you're using Tennessee law self-defense. That's not self-defense to go out and trigger people and dare people to do things in the streets to get an emotional reaction and then use deadly force. Your ass is going to prison, and you always been a problem in your own community, Chud the Builder. He has an emotional plea in court about returning his truck for his fiance's sake. Where was your fiance? You ain't got no fiance. Your family don't want nothing to do with you. You sat down and told the whole world that your family wants nothing to do with you, not even the mother of your child. How now all of a sudden she's your fiance? If anybody want that truck that you drive around harassing people in, is your motherfucking cameraman who was your booty partner, if you ask me. Motherfucker driving around in the truck that look like Chud the Builder, that bitch gonna get sprayed up in Tennessee at this point in time. Chud the Builder is making an emotional plea in court to get his Ford truck back, claiming cops seized it during his recent arrest, but have yet to return it, TMZ has learned. We obtained new court documents showing Chud asked for his 2018 white Ford F-250 to be turned over to him. The vehicle was taken into custody by cops after Chud's May arrest. Chud says the seized car was not contraband or evidence in the arrest. He says the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office continuing to hold on to his car without legal justification is causing undue hardship to him and his fiance, who needs the pickup to get around. You ain't got no goddamn fiance, boy. As TMZ first reported, Chud was involved in a shooting outside a Tennessee courthouse. He was arrested after the incident and charged with criminal attempt, unalivement, employing a firearm during dangerous felony, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. Chud's bond was recently lowered to $1 million after he claimed bond companies were afraid to get involved in his case. Well, the thing about it is, there's this sweepstakes casino that wants to bail him out so they can use his name and likeness for clicks and views to kind of like be like Rain Bet. Most importantly, he did this outside of the courthouse. Did you take this firearm into the courthouse, or did you go into your truck to get this firearm and go right back in that situation and then decide to use it? I mean, this is a government building that you entered. Can these people take firearms inside of courthouses? Just imagine you going through a metal detector and you're there for a case and other people are there for cases, or maybe some inmate or somebody's looking at serious prison charges is going to come into the courthouse, and Chud the Builder has access to bring his firearm into the courthouse, and that person can take it, shoot him, shoot everybody in there, and now it's a safety issue. He went to his truck to get this firearm while he's sitting here trying to act like and paint this story like him and this guy just randomly encountered each other outside of the court and he shot him. Nigga, you went to your motherfucking truck because you was chipping out and you decided to pull a stunt like this outside of the courthouse. I firmly believe that this is a bigger conspiracy, because this is not just simply a test of the Second Amendment, nor the First Amendment. You don't have a First Amendment right when you're doing something and saying things that overtly violate other people's rights, personal space, that is on a civil level and or a criminal level. You don't get to pick, poke, antagonize people and act like you're the victim. This is the most compelling contrast between Chud the Builder and what's his name, Carmelo Anthony's case over there in Texas. So we're gonna see how that play out. We're seeing how this plays out. Chud, your ass is not getting out. Shout out to Robbie Harvey. He said, for months, I've warned Tennessee officials about Chud the Builder. For months, I told them he was going to unalive somebody, and for months, they did nothing. Now it finally happened. Dalton Early attempted to unalive a man today, and it all could have been avoided. So shout out to him. This is what I call a white ally.
Since November 2025, I've been exposing this man, known as Chud the Builder, where he walks around Tennessee doing things like this.
Yo, he got Fendi glasses on. You ain't got shit. You got lens crafters on, ass. Come on over here and chimp out. Look at this chimping out. They chimp out every day.
He finds innocent victims.
Wait,
Innocent.
y'all see
Yo,
that?
he got Fendi glasses
Yeah, this nigga's in the race play. You see that man grab his pee?
on. You ain't got shit. You got lens crafters on, ass. Come on over here and chimp out. Look at this chimping out. They chimp out every day.
He finds innocent victims, innocent people minding their own business, shows them his weapon, and harasses them. Then he hits record while throwing racial slurs towards them.
Shut up. Come on, come do something. Come do something. Pull up. Oh, he got found. Yeah, walk up. That's what I thought. They chimping out.
And according to one victim I spoke with, he came after her children.
We were walking through Walmart when a grown man, whose name is Dalton, the same man going viral now who did this before the viral stage, looked at my girls and called them nigglets. Then he looked at me and said I was a f***ing joke. And he walked away, repeating the N-word with the hard ER at the end, and was saying it louder and louder, like he wanted people to hear it.
And for months, I've been contacting law enforcement agencies, warning them that something bad is going to happen, warning them that his intentions are clear. He plans on murdering someone.
I'm about to blow his brains out. He pulls back around here, I'm about to blow his brains out.
Don't believe me? He even tweeted it out himself. He made it very, very clear that this was going to be premeditated. And he was going to claim self-defense no matter what.
I even got to say a word to the man. He had already walked up and was like throwing racial slurs at us, calling us chimps and hard ER with the N-word, like. And then by the time I opened my window and said, "Hey, do you have a problem?" He pulled his phone out and then started recording. I was like, "Yeah, he's chimping out." Like, it was a random moment.
Yet Dalton Etherly continued to walk free. Nobody in Tennessee, nobody with power did anything. And then today, just a few hours ago, it finally happened. And Chud the Builder opened fire on one of his victims.
I walked up to him because they were pointing at me. They were laughing, they were pointing at me, and I said, "What's up, guys? How y'all doing?" I said, "Y'all like the new suit?" He said, "Walk away from me." I walked away from him. He came back up to me. He literally said, "I have PTSD. I feel like I'm in." He said, "You start saying all that chimp out to me, I'm gonna hit you." He hit me, started wailing on me, even after I had to defend myself by shooting him. He's still wailing on me.
Of course, he's going to claim self-defense despite literally announcing to the world that he was going to murder someone. And now, because Tennessee officials chose to do nothing, people have been shot. And the innocent people around them, around this shooting, were put at risk. Thankfully, nobody was killed. Nobody this time, at least.
I will, if I was a family of the gentleman that was shot, I will contact Robbie Harvey and get every documented report that he sent out to the state of Tennessee, because that guy is a victim of the state, and they need to be held accountable for letting this psychopath out on the loose. Also, Chud the Builder is not getting out. No matter who put up money, Rain Bet, Aiden Ross, or fucking shaky ass sweepstakes casino, he's not getting out because Chud the Builder was already out on bail for doing a dine and dash when he sat down and ate them people food and talked that shit and did not pay them. He got arrested for that and he got bonded out. And now you're out on bond and you shoot somebody and commit a more egregious crime. I don't know about the state of Tennessee, but the state of Florida has this law called Parker versus State, to where if you get out on bond and your ass fuck up and the police arrest you, you got to stay in there until the case that you was originally out on bond is settled. Mm-hmm. And the reason he keeps on going back and forth to court is because he's in the arraignment and bond hearing process. You can go and ask for a bond as many times, and they're going to get tired of it. They're going to keep denying him the bond. They're going to keep on refusing to lower it. They're going to keep on saying this money that is made or supposedly given to bail you out is not a legitimate source of money to bail you out. I'm not going to approve this. And even if it gets approved, they're not going to let him out because he's already been out on bond on a prior case. So his days of going back and forth to court, dressing out, acting like he's going to get out and shit like that is coming to an end slowly but surely. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of this week the judge put in an order saying that his bond for shooting somebody is revoked, basically simply because he is already out on a bond. And then he did this crime. Dalton has a rap sheet very long. He's always been problematic, extremely problematic in the community. DV, family don't want nothing to do with him. He put their life in danger. Like literally, people posted his mama address. The lady had to move out of her house. And the baby mama don't want nothing to do with him, even though he's saying that, hey, I need this truck for my son. Like, nigga, you got put out there for having a black transgender to come out and brag about butt-ing you. And we believed her. And it'd be very different if that transgender came out and said those allegations while he was locked up, and then he wouldn't be able to defend himself. You had every right, a whole fucking week and a half to defend yourself, and you act like those allegations didn't exist, so they must stick. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think about this Chud to build a character. Moving on. So, man, I hate covering stories like this, but we got to because they happen every day in our community. I don't know if you guys notice, but like a lot of these things that happen in our communities, violence against women and children, teenagers shooting people, ex-boyfriends going crazy. Cause, oh, give me a second. This stuff happens all the time. Let me just go ahead and pull this up. Sorry. Trying to resize this. All right, that should be good enough right there.
A teenager from Arizona is shot and killed while she's on vacation in California. Her baby survived, but is in critical condition. Told News journalist Gabriela Becerra is in studio with the very latest on this case. Gabby?
Well, Troy, the family tells me tonight that the newborn baby girl is still fighting for her life after being delivered in an emergency C-section. The baby's mother was 8 months pregnant when she was shot and killed. The mother has been identified by family as 17-year-old Jariah Edwards. She was on vacation with her family in California when they say her ex-boyfriend allegedly showed up at the rental home unexpected. San Diego police say they found Jariah with a gunshot wound to the head around 1 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Wow. She was rushed to the hospital where her baby girl was delivered again in an emergency C-section. That baby's still in critical condition, and Jariah unfortunately did not survive her injuries. Her ex-boyfriend, who police later identified as 21-year-old Trayvon Williams, had allegedly run off after the shooting and hid in a nearby neighborhood. That's where police say they found him with a semi-automatic handgun and arrested him. Jariah's family tells me she was bright and loving. Her life was only just beginning.
Her legacy is that her daughter is going to be everything that she wanted to be and so much more. And she should be proud of that. She should be proud of that.
And Williams, who is also reportedly from the Phoenix area, is being held in the San Diego County Jail without bail. Coming up at 10 o'clock tonight, I'll share more from my conversation with Jariah's aunt. In studio, Gabriela Becerra.
He need to go to the feds. He crossed state lines with the intent to unalive this girl simply because she didn't want nothing to do with him and was on vacation with her family. It happens all the time. How do we stop it from happening? Wasn't it like a month ago this happened to another girl? Like, what do I say? How do I move the goalposts? How do I convince y'all that's watching to make sure this don't happen to the people that you love? Not tomorrow, not the next year, not 10 years from now. That's why I feel like it gets very redundant. And I don't know what else to say. Like, it's just another loss. And I'm tired and through. I'm tired of seeing this shit all the time. I don't know what else to say. Anyways, you guys told me to and it's not that I'm insensitive to it. It's just I'm kind of like numb. This shit keeps happening, bro. I don't know what else to say. What else to do? We've seen this. My sister lost her life the same way. And I'm triggered. But let me move on to something else, honestly, because let's talk about these white criminals. So YouTuber Reckless Ben. I don't know much about this. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'm trying to find a video that's gonna So Reckless Ben exposes massive Mormon mafia and police corruption over Legos. Let's see.
Situation that's unfolding right now that is absolutely insane. We're going to start with Sir D, who says, it should go without saying, but if you are a Lego collector, trader, or parent buyer, do not ever do business with the store Bricks and Minifigs. These are known thieves who stole a dying old man's collection that he worked his entire life to build. They're also in a weird Mormon cult and like to weaponize police SWAT people who try to serve them legal court documents. Dangerous, dirty, corrupt rats who don't deserve a cent. Spread the word. Tell your friends, family, and neighbors. It is incredibly important to rid the country of a company filled with religious cultist rats who couldn't honor a deal and simply give a man his Legos back. Sir D follows up. If you're skeptical of what I'm saying, not a single word of this is hyperbolic. And in fact, it's vastly worse than you could ever imagine. They weaponized police like thugs to bully a guy until he had to flee to Mexico. And there's multiple stories on this, but we're going to start. Mr. Obvious, who says, the reckless Ben and Bricks and Minifigs controversy is unreal. Highlights, YouTuber inherits $200,000 worth of Legos from father. Which, first off, holy crap, that's a lot of Legos. CEO of B&M, Ammon McNeff, buys retailer, steals Legos. RB requests Legos, CEO refuses, sells them instead. RB sues and wins, but CEO refuses to pay. RB travels to Utah to serve the CEO papers. Cops show up, arrest RB, accuse him of, quote, stealing Legos and drugs. He is swatted at one point, nothing found. He didn't steal, they did. RB is held against his will for multiple days. RB, by a stroke of luck, convinces judge to release him. RB is unable to serve papers and flees to Mexico. RB is now fighting to expose a massive Mormon conspiracy of insane proportions, hundreds of millions, and fraud that you would not believe, not to mention police corruption and a Mormon mafia. All over Legos exposing this. The CEO is risking a $400 million company, millions in damages, just so he can steal $200,000 in Legos. Utah gets exposed as Mormon Israel. This is the most insane case of blatant corruption, actual mafias, and a genuine sociopath CEO, one for the medical books, I've ever seen. Be advised, folks, I 100% stand with Ben and will likely investigate myself. Absolutely historical / diabolical. TLDW, a guy who got $200,000 collection of Legos from his father, and forgive me for being messy on the details, had it held on consignment by a Lego retailer. The retailer swapped hands and new owner inherited the old agreements, but refused to honor the 200,000 Lego sets and started to sell it off. The young guy sued and won, but then the guy refused to give it back, and so he got court papers to serve the guy in Utah. When he went to Utah, the police stopped his car and by name asked for him and arrested him before he identified himself and told him he's not allowed to serve the guy papers. Quote, we don't do that here in Utah. And they harassed the guy out of being able to serve the papers. And then they arrested him without bail for being a flight risk, quote, planning on killing others. And when they arrested him, they dislocated his shoulder, confiscated his devices, and kept piling charges against him. Every officer addressed him by name without IDing him. And the owner and all the officers are Mormons, completely rigging the local law against him. The whole police force is weaponized to serve the Mormons and to steal the guy's Lego set. This is insane.
Oh, this over Legos?
This is all allegedly, by the way. Allegedly. but damn. The guy eventually got out on bail after a different judge reviewed the case, but upon hearing the guy was released on bail, they issued an arrest warrant without bail for criminal assault with a minimum of 1 month jail time, and they raided his home for stalking and defamation. He's now hiding in Mexico as he talks to legal representatives. This is insane. Jaden McNeil, YouTuber Reckless Ben, faces up to 5 years in prison and had to flee to Mexico after exposing Bricks and Minifigs, a Mormon Lego company in Utah. The company allegedly stole a sick family's $200,000 collection and seems to have weaponized local police against Ben. Geeks and Gamers, Reckless Ben versus Bricks and Minifigs. 200,000 Star Wars Lego collection dispute explained. Quote, an 83-year-old man named Eric Mansell, his son, Brian Mansell, and YouTuber Reckless Ben are seeking to recover a series of lost Star Wars Lego sets that the Mansells allege were stolen from them. This is the full story over on Geeks and Gamers. Reckless Ben versus Bricks and Minifigs. 200,000 Star Wars Lego collection dispute explained.
I guess the morale of it and the interesting part about it is this man felt like he was endangered by local authorities that decided to conspire against him. I kind of understand him. Like I totally felt the same way for about 2 years in Los Angeles. I was just like, okay, this system really wants to distract me, take time from me. If I jaywalk, they're going to put me in jail for $250,000 bail. And people don't understand that this is a big ass giant conspiracy. How do I get away from this? This is a big factor into why I actually was like, since August 2025, by the way, I was like, I'm going to get out of this country. And then other shit just kept happening and piling on. And I'm like, I got to get away from here before I end up doing something that's irreversible or something happens to me. I don't feel safe in America. So I kind of understand where he's coming from with the need to just get away. I don't know if he has open cases and missing court days and just completely absconded, because he's eventually going to have to come back to the USA and deal with that. That's very different than me, who just took a plea deal and just got out of the fucking Dodge so I don't have to go through it again, right?
83-year-old man named Eric Mansell, his son, Brian Mansell, and YouTuber Reckless Ben are seeking to recover a series of lost Star Wars Lego sets that the Mansells allege were stolen from them by a Lego resale chain called Bricks and Minifigs. As related by the Salt Lake Tribune, Eric Mansell began collecting and building Star Wars Lego sets when Brian Mansell was a child, intending them to be, quote, an investment for his grandchild's future. Over time, Mansell had accumulated roughly 780 box Lego sets, 1,200 rare minifigures, including a 2003 set called Star Wars Cloud City, based on Bespin Cloud City from Empire Strikes Back. In 2023, Mansell says he brought his Star Wars Lego collection to his local Bricks and Minifig store. Store owner Crystal Law allegedly agreed to help Mansell sell his Star Wars Lego collection. The store's Instagram account posted about the collection on the social media and said it was worth well over $200,000 and that the Cloud City set was incredibly rare and worth over $10,000 along with some other sets. This is the post on Instagram. Mansell claims that Law sold a number of his Star Wars Lego sets on his behalf and he collected monthly checks from her. The problems arose when the Bricks and Minifigs company repossessed the store from Law, claiming she had accumulated $175,000 in debt and had told the company she was going to, quote, abandon the franchise. Law, who had filed suit against Bricks and Minifigs, alleges the company seized control of the business and changed the locks the same evening. Mansell claims he only discovered this when he called Bricks and Minifig store and asked for Law. Brandon Best, one of the new owners with Joshua Johnson, allegedly told Mansell that Law had, quote, abandoned the store. Mansell alleges he brought his consignment paperwork to the store and that Johnson told him that he and Best were not named in the agreement, nor was Bricks and Minifigs. They allegedly did not let Mansell look through the Lego sets on display to see if he could find his. When he didn't, Mansell is said to have accused Best and Johnson of lying, after which they made him leave. Best and Johnson also claim they and other employees, including ones who used to work for Law, looked for the Star Wars Lego sets, but to no avail. Now Bricks and Minifigs has filed suit against Mansell's and Ben Schneider, the YouTuber known as Reckless Ben, so they file a lawsuit against him for exposing them. This sounds oddly familiar. Who says Mansell family asked for his help to get the Star Wars Lego sets back, and he got involved, making a series of videos in which he accuses Bricks and Minifigs of stealing Star Wars Lego sets, and they're suing him for exposing them. God, this really hits home here. In the court papers, Bricks and Minifigs alleges that Mansell demanded either his Lego sets or $80,000 in compensation for them, and that the store believes Law actually sold most of the Star Wars Lego sets on her own. The store also claims that Mansell's, Reckless Ben, and others, one of whom appears to be Law, had been conducting a, quote, harassment and extortion campaign. This is hitting really close to home here, against franchise owners, with alleged tactics including hanging a sign on Bricks and Minifigs storefront that said the store had closed and had stolen a family's life savings, trespassing in stores, and harassing Best and Johnson at their homes. This alleged harassment led to Reckless Ben being arrested and charged with stalking and residential targeted picketing. Johnson was granted a court order barring Reckless Ben from contacting him or going home. This is insane. YouTuber Reckless Ben was arrested and his Airbnb was searched while investigating a disputed 200,000 Lego Star Wars collection. Police say they're investigating allegations of stalking and targeted residential picketing rather than the missing Lego dispute. In a statement on May 28th, Bricks and Minifigs claims that the initial deal Mansell and Law made was unauthorized, but it would still like to resolve the dispute with Mansell in a way that doesn't penalize him. I'm still wondering how they took over the store from the other person. Reckless Ben says he believes he was arrested because the local police, Best, Johnson, and the owners of Bricks and Minifigs, quote, all appeared to be Mormons. In one of his videos, Reckless Ben claims that he and the family won a court case against Bricks and Minifigs, but when he went to collect the money, the store was shut down, which is why he says he hung the sign saying the store had closed and was guilty of theft. He also claims that he went to Johnson and Best's houses to get the money after being told he couldn't proceed legally until he did, which is what led to his arrest and the protection order barring him from contacting Johnson. But according to the video, it got worse for Reckless Ben. He claims he was, I think it's hysterical, by the way, that his YouTube channel is called Reckless Ben. He claims he was charged with crimes for which he's facing 5 years and was later served an arrest warrant for a crime he has not been made aware of. He claims to have fled to Mexico outside of U.S. jurisdiction and says he's still fighting Johnson and Best. Where this mess will go now is anyone's guess. This is insane. Kiki Danger, we'll leave it at this. Bricks and Minifigs evil villain CEO now states he wants mediation with Brian. Okay, so this happened in 2023. Brian has been trying to do this for 3 years now, you clown. This isn't even just about Legos anymore. It's about the police corruption, right? And you, Ammon McNeff, and you are a part of it.
I'm CEO of Bricks and Minifigs. And I want to speak directly, not through a blog post, not through an email, just directly to anyone following what's happened in Salem, Oregon. To the Mansell family, I am sorry that you are in this position. A family that loved Lego and trusted someone with their collection deserves better than what happened. That has always been our position, and it has not changed.
Some geeky ass shit. But yeah, the bigger issue is the policing. And the fact that now he wants mediation with Ben. I'm pretty sure part of that mediation will be to drop the charges in the cases that are caused but for his, behavior towards and the actions he took towards getting the Lego set back. But if he mediate with him and the local police agree to drop all the charges due to this mediation, that further proves that there's actual corruption going on. So these people are not as smart as they claim to be.
Here is where we stand today. We want to hear from you directly. We want to help facilitate a resolution of this through the proper channels, and that has not changed. We are willing to sit down with you with a professional mediator, one you're comfortable with, bring the consignment agreement you and the previous owner of the Salem, Oregon store created, bring your inventory list, bring whatever documentation you have, and we're not asking for perfection, we're asking for cooperation. We will bring everything we have too, and we will go through it together. We want to see this resolved. Brian, that's it. That's the offer. A mediator, a table, documentation, and a genuine...
I wouldn't trust that. That sounds like a setup, honestly. Over some motherfucking Legos, I wouldn't even do that. Fuck them Legos, though. I would have fled to Mexico, too, honestly, to get away from this type of corruption. This man sounds evil as hell. He's not coming to the table to make a fair deal, even exchange with this guy. You owe somebody money. You don't want to pay it, so you're weaponizing your local buddies. I'm pretty sure he went to the University of Utah. The Mormons in Utah, they don't even leave outside of Salt Lake City, outside of the college campuses there. They keep it all in-house. So I'm sure the officers, the judges are people he know, he went to school with. If he don't know them directly, he know people that know them and can actually maneuver through that power structure. I wouldn't trust this at all, bro.
An effort to get your family to a fair place. No cameras, no stunts, no manufactured drama, just a real conversation.
This is crazy.
Yeah, that is.
And if you trust that guy, I got a bridge to sell you.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the police were waiting to arrest him when he showed up there.
Exactly.
What a mess. What a mess. Holy crap. Yeah, no camera, no media. I got a feeling the police will be waiting there to arrest him when he shows up. Yeah, big sus on that. That is one of the most wild stories I think I've ever covered.
Let me see
like
his
a whole
last
crap
video. This Reckless Ben dude. Okay. 3 days ago, he posted a video of him getting arrested. Shit, everything is content out here. I guess the next time they try to arrest me or whatever, I need to go ahead and film it too. Promise to answer all my questions. This is 3 days ago. Live videos. My response to the police.
The American Fork Police Department has responded to the video I made about them.
I am the Chief of Police for the American Fork Police Department. I'd like to address the members of our American Fork and Cedar Hills community regarding
gay as hell.
The videos currently circulating on social media.
So now I will offer a response to their response. There's a lot of new information in this response that I've been wanting to get for a long time, so we'll go over that first. One of the main questions in my video was, why did I get swatted for stealing the Legos when this wasn't a mystery to the police officers and they knew that I didn't steal the Legos, that Josh stole the Legos.
He basically stole a $200,000 collection of Star Wars Legos.
But still, why did they raid my house for stealing the Legos when there's an overwhelming amount of evidence that Josh stole the Legos? When I requested the body cam footage of this to try to find the answers myself, they redacted everything, and they claimed it was to protect the victims. However, one of my friends set up a GoPro as we were getting swatted, and we caught the entire conversation on camera.
Included in the warrant are Legos.
For 3 months, the police department's answer has been, this redaction is important because it protects Josh, the victim of this case. However, we can clearly see that the police are looking for Legos and they saw no Legos. And they redacted this because they were embarrassed that they made such a stupid decision to swat the wrong person. They were so embarrassed of swatting my house for stealing the Legos that in all of the police reports, it is completely redacted. The police department wants this information hidden so bad that they're willing to break the law to hide this from everyone. The only reason I know about it is because of the receipt I got the night I was released from jail and my friend's GoPro that was recording. So even though I've been asking them for 3 months why I got swatted, they finally came up with an answer, which is the Airbnb host told them that I stole the Legos.
During contact with the Airbnb owner, the owner reported overhearing conversations.
So now you're connected to the Airbnb owner who reported overhearing conversations. Like, hell yeah, that sounds like corruption. Dead ass, nigga. I probably would feel safer in Argentina than Utah with all this corruption.
About possible stolen Legos. Specifically, officers wrote in the search warrant affidavit, the homeowner also disclosed that he could hear multiple individuals inside the residence speaking about possibly stolen Lego toys they had taken. Based on that information, officers added a request within the search warrant affidavit seeking authorization to also search for and seize possible stolen property, including Lego merchandise. 4th District Judge Roger W. Griffin reviewed and approved the search warrant.
I always like giving people the benefit of the doubt, and I will take the police officer's word on this, but something fishy is going on here, and everything can just be cleared up if you unredact the audio and let everyone see the truth. Also, after we got raided and the police officers found no Legos, all of this footage has been redacted too. And my guess is if the police unredact this footage, we will find out the answers once and for all. While we were getting swatted, one of the police officers decided to injure me for absolutely no reason. He claims it's because I was trying to make a fast movement.
Don't move like that. You understand me? Don't move like that. Don't move quick. Everybody just chill.
But when we replay the footage, you can clearly see I was not making any fast movements. However, the police department has an answer to this.
During Snyder's detention, Lieutenant Adamson took hold of Snyder's right arm. Lieutenant Adamson later reported that he felt Snyder tense his arm, at which point Adamson moved Snyder's right arm behind his back to place him into custody.
The police department has made it clear I did not, in fact, make any quick movements like the police officer claims I did, so the police officer was lying, but not fully, because I did tense my arm. However, he lunges at me extremely fast before he even touches me, so how could he even know that I was tensing my arm before he even grabs me? That doesn't make any sense.
I do this shit to black people every day. You know what this situation is telling me? That the only justice that we can actually get as people is if you have a platform and can use your platform to combat government authority and tyrannical control over a narrative. And I feel like this is why it led to them wanting to meet him, and because so many people are sick, millions of people have tuned into this situation. So it's important that you keep your platforms. It's important that your supporters support you. It's important that you get your voice out.
There's only one solution. This police officer has psychic powers, and he could tell that my arm was tensing up before grabbing.
It's called stop and frisk. The police officers have psychic powers. Niggas been saying this shit since they employed the Terry stops. That's what gave police officers psychic power. Oh, I feel like because of the color of your skin and because of who you are in this situation, I have telepathy to know that you're going to commit a crime, and I need to use this excessive force and just pull you over and detain you. Police have psychic powers. So I'm not going to feel bad for him like I don't feel bad for the George Floyds and all these other people, Eric Garner and the Trayvon Martin and everybody that's lost their lives because police officers have psychic power. He's able to tell his story for whatever reason, but there's many black people who could not tell their story because these police officers have a psychic power. And that just constantly reminds the people that they make all these rules and regulations in the Supreme Courts and through police doctrine that go against black people. And it's a problem when white people face the same consequences. Niggas been getting stopped and frisked, bro.
Me. However, this makes no sense because if the police officer did truly have psychic powers, he would have known that we were not the thieves, Josh and Brandon were the thieves. So this can't be the case either. I'm trying to have an open mind with these different possibilities of what this could be, but literally the only outcome left is that this police officer injured me for no reason. However, the police have another response to this of why I must be lying.
In the X-ray image displayed by Mr. Snyder in that video, a small L is visible in the upper right-hand corner of the X-ray. The L indicates the image is that of the left shoulder. The video shows Lieutenant Adamson handling Snyder's right arm during the arrest.
Yes, the stock footage I used to show what a dislocated shoulder is, an image that's clearly not mine because I didn't go to the hospital, I went to jail, so how could I have taken this picture? But anyways, the stock image I used is of a left shoulder when my shoulder that got injured was my right shoulder. When I was editing this, I like to think highly of my audience that they would have known that this was a stock image.
No, you did that for clickbait and to traumatize and trigger people into believing. Yeah, you're now covering your tracks, sir. So I can see how the police force would actually be offended by it and how you're actually pushing the narrative. But let's focus on the Legos and that and the corruption with police and so forth. That's my biggest concern, opposed to just some YouTuber using editing tools to paint a narrative. Okay, go figure. Just like how who did that to someone because of editing and arrangements of pictures and still shots. Dan Snyder did it to Nickelodeon. He filed a lawsuit because of editing. And I actually think he's actually winning the lawsuit, if I'm not mistaken.
And I wouldn't have to spoon feed every tiny detail to my audience. But now I realize that there's another portion of my audience called the American Fork Police Department that maybe I do have to spoon feed every single piece of information to. So I'm going to use this as constructive criticism, and in every single episode going forward now that I know that the American Fork Police Department's watching, I will be forced to spoon feed every single detail. As a professional slackliner, dislocating my shoulder is almost a monthly thing for me.
The whole weight of my arm is just on this bone.
Boon. 3 days before I got arrested, I had a really bad ski accident where I had a really bad dislocation of my shoulder, and any movement at all would have dislocated it. So I will say here, I don't think that the police officer was purposely trying to injure me. I think to a normal person, this would have been fine. But for me in particular, this was not good, but it was still unjustified. And the police officer was just making up an excuse, and now they're making up an excuse to defend it. Another thing I find shocking is the chief of police, even after reviewing the dash cam footage, says that we ran a stop sign.
Richardson initiated a traffic stop on the vehicle for failing to stop before the stop line at a stop sign.
Stop lying. You just lied to say that you had proper cause to pull him over. And then on top of that, the information is already out that you knew exactly who he was. So you was tracking and surveilling him and didn't have an actual reason to stop and pull him over other than the fact that you was actually tracking and surveilling him.
And failing to stop completely at that stop sign.
The chief of police looked at this video and said, we ran a stop sign.
No, that wasn't.
And now he's using that to say,
stop and roll.
This was a legal traffic stop. The police officers did nothing wrong. At this point, we thought the best thing to do was to take Josh to court so he can be legally accountable for the crimes he committed. However, to do that, we are first required to serve him court papers. So we did what the law told us to do. I got a process server, and we went to his house to do this the legal way. However, Josh did not want to do this the legal way, and instead called the police on us.
Joshua Johnson contacted police and reported he was going to shoot someone as a result of the ongoing harassment. Multiple officers immediately responded to the area.
Josh was so scared of going to court that he would rather shoot us than accept these court papers. Josh's logic here is that if he can murder the process server and if he can murder me, then he can get away with his crimes.
And that's a crime in itself. You can't harm, you can't touch, you can't do anything with a process server, even if the person is not an actual registered process server. If they're there to serve court documents, they have the full power of the law behind them. So if you hit a process server, that's like hitting a postal service worker. Bitch, you're going to the feds.
Because there'll be no one to sue him in court. However, sadly for Josh, murder is illegal. And now he just admitted his plans to the police officers. The American Fork Police should at least be arresting Josh for trying to use murder as a way to get out of court. But sadly, for some reason, they arrested me instead.
Am I being arrested? Really?
Something about this seems off, and all of the answers are in the body cam footage. However, they redacted all the body cam footage. So this is where I think if we all come together as a community, we can somehow convince the American Fork Police Department to unredact this footage so we can find out why they arrested me and not the guy who threatened to murder me. However, the American Fork Police does not want to unredact the footage right now, and now have made up a new excuse of why I was the one justified being arrested.
Officer Sombot contacted
The best way to get that footage unredacted is to bring your ass back to America and stand in the court of law. Don't waive your right to a speedy trial so they have to give up the evidence, the receipts, the unredact, all of that stuff. Get all of it. Don't take no public defender. You're rich enough to hire a private attorney and make sure that private attorney is not double dipping, that is friends with the police department. And once the case is over or once you're out, just tell that private attorney to give you the content. Unless, of course, a part of the mediation means that you will let it go and not talk about and mention them. That's what I had to actually take a deal like that when the police unalived my sister.
Marion County Circuit Court in Oregon to verify the legitimacy of the paperwork. The court confirmed that the case was indeed legitimate, but that papers had already been served and no hearing date had yet been scheduled.
The police department said the reason they arrested me and not Josh this day is because they called to confirm if this was a real court case, and they said it was real. However, the papers have already been served, and now I'm doing this solely to get YouTube content. And if that's true, I would like to see footage of it. They released all the raw footage, and that part doesn't seem to be in the raw footage.
It's already been to court, or are you allowed to tell me kind of where they're at with the case?
There is no hearing date set, and there hasn't been a hearing in the case yet. All I see is the claim that was filed. I don't see proof of service or anything. The hearing wouldn't be set until a response is filed by defendant.
Okay, so the defendant needs to be served with papers before the case will, I guess, start?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, boom. That's a legal right. I don't see no crime being committed. You can't just say somebody is stalking you because you're aware that they have a lawsuit or have a claim about to file a lawsuit against you. And then you got these narcissistic people that will go and file fake ass restraining orders just to combat your right to sue them. I've been through this myself. We've seen it. Hello?
Okay, thank you for your help. I think that's all for today. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, bye.
Right here, the police officer admits that it is March 10th.
On March 10th, 2026.
However, you can see here that Josh doesn't get served until 3 days later, March 13th. So how could Josh have already been served on March 10th if he didn't get served until March 13th?
Right.
Unless.
Right. You can't say somebody is stalking you when you know for a fact that they're coming to serve you. It doesn't work like that, buddy.
Josh is a time traveler. There's only one way to clear this all up. American Fork Police Department, show me the time machine. So now they say that I have done all the check marks which constitute stalking. Let's go through them.
Individual commits stalking if the individual intentionally or knowingly engages in a course of conduct directed at a specific individual.
So yes, I did do an action that was targeted at a specific individual, but that's what's required by the court if I want to take someone to court. If someone steals your stuff and you go through the legal process to take them to court, it is not considered stalking.
It's not.
I have a right as an American to sue him.
Right.
Is reckless as to whether that course of conduct would cause a reasonable person to fear for the individual's own safety or the safety of another.
The second check mark is that if a reasonable person would be scared. The police are claiming that since this action made Josh scared, this check mark is complete. However, they've
that's you have a legitimate person. You have a legitimate reason. His fear is based upon his own act and his own involvement in why he's getting sued, which makes him a narcissist.
Completely forgotten about the term reasonable. As we can see, Josh is not a reasonable person. This is someone who multiple times has tried to silence someone by accusing them of being on heroin.
Here's the crazy thing. They told me that they took over that location because the owners were using the location to fund their heroin addiction.
What?
Yeah, and that's how they took it over, and saying they had like a pigeon in there that was crapping all over the Legos and it smelled bad, all this stuff.
This is someone who threatened to murder me just for trying to serve him papers. This is not a reasonable person. It is not reasonable to threaten to murder someone just for serving papers. A reasonable person would accept the papers, so that second checkbox does not meet the requirements.
Right.
I even tried explaining this to one of the police officers early on.
What the law says is if the average person would feel unsafe by our behaviors. So I think he's feeling unreasonably unsafe. A reasonable person would not feel unsafe in this situation. Well, I can say the same thing. I feel unsafe trying to conduct business with him, and he calls the police on me to hide. I feel unsafe because of that. Because we had a 3-hour search of the car.
That's weaponization of local police. And they're actually backing him because they have dealings with him. They know him. They're probably friends with him, probably went to school. There's definitely a third-degree relationship going on here.
He said we had heroin in our car yesterday. We had a 3-hour search in our car. That makes me feel unsafe. I think that's reasonable for me to feel unsafe. It's not reasonable for him to feel unsafe.
So Josh is actually the one who said he was going to murder me if I take him to court. But now I'm the one that's being looked into for threatening to murder Josh. How does this make any sense?
Mr. Johnson alleged that.
Yeah, to me, I feel like once all of this is over and done with, he needs to not only sue them to recoup the money that he lost from the Lego, but also sue them for malicious prosecution and abusive process.
Mansell had hired Benjamin Snyder to harass, stalk, vandalize the store, threaten to murder the manager of the store.
Now let's go to the heroin claim. We got pulled over by the police and they claimed that we had heroin on us.
So let me get this straight. They ramshack and get a search warrant for his Airbnb because they say he stole the Legos when they actually stole it. Now there's allegations that they're dealing with and smoking heroin out of this shop, and now they flipped it on him too. So you see these character traits that these people have. Everything that's true about me, I'm going to flip it on the opposing person. How American that is. White American specifically, though.
Most of this footage is redacted, so again, there's a big mystery of what happened. Can we all come together and convince the American Fork Police Department to unredact this so we can find out the truth? However, what the police is claiming now is that—
Listen, boy, you just want that content for YouTube. $200,000, you got 950,000 subscribers. You have made 2.1 million views off of this video, and it ain't even been 24 hours. Nigga, you made 200,000 off of this one video. You don't give a fuck about them Legos.
they did not get a call saying that we had heroin on us. Instead, they could just tell from the second we pulled over that our eyes were glossy.
During the interaction, Officer Fraughton indicated he believed Shaw's eyes appeared glossy and expressed concern regarding possible impairment.
If we look back on the raw footage, this is what the police officer said his first interaction with us was like.
Good with these guys being able to drive?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't see anything clear as day with Tyler that I noticed.
What's the goal of...
right now? Yeah, I was gonna scare him a little bit and let him go is all I really was gonna do.
Do we have charges, or are we just tired of them being annoying?
It seems hard to take.
We have charges, or are we just tired of them being annoying? See, yeah, they're not even smart, honestly. This is a fucking open and shut malicious prosecution case. Nigga, nigga like me, I would have just sat on down. Okay, what is this? Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and do 30 days. All right, let me go ahead and speedy try this shit. They ain't gonna take it to try. They don't want that smoke. Then I'm gonna be out. Then I'm gonna sue these motherfuckers, What
the chief of police is saying seriously, because so far, almost everything he said is a lie. So the only way we can actually find out the truth is if we unredact everything. We already know the victim's name is Joshua Johnson. Why do we have to keep that protected? His name is already out there. None of these redactions are protecting anything except for the police. And now I want to acknowledge my friend Sheldon's arrest.
The group stated they were supporting a GoFundMe campaign for a dying man. One of the individuals later identified as Sheldon Norcross. Officer Richardson then decided to seize Norcross's phone, pending the approval of a search warrant, in order to preserve potential evidence and prevent the deletion or alteration of any data. According to Officer Richardson's reports, when Norcross was informed that the phone was going to be seized, Norcross immediately began manipulating the device.
The police officer claims that Sheldon was arrested because he opened his phone to start deleting evidence. However, we can clearly see in the footage Sheldon's thumb is heading towards that lock button to lock his phone.
Right.
His phone was open when he pulled it out, and the phone was transitioning from on to off. not from off to on.
Right. He has the right to lock his phone. And at no point in time did you indicate that he was under criminal investigation, or did you have a search warrant for that phone? You don't have the power to tell him what he can and cannot do with his phone. Like, dead ass. He's not even a suspect in this situation. This is a friend of someone here. Like, you can't tell me what to do with my motherfucking phone, and I'm going to lock it. I'm going to lock my phone, and you're going to have to go through the judicial process to get into my phone. And if you feel like you're going to get something off of my phone without going through the right channels, then we're going to throw that out of court, because that's the fruit of the poisonous tree. You just can't search people's shit without due process.
From this response, it almost seems like the police officers didn't even watch the video. So American Fork Police Department, if I'm your teacher, here's your homework. First off, learn the facts of what actually happened. Second off, stop lying about the facts. No one's believing it. The third thing is unredact the audio that makes the police look bad. Some of the best lawyers in the United States are reaching out to me right now, so eventually this is going to get released. Wouldn't you just like to get this over with sooner rather than dragging this out? The more we drag this out, the more content we get, so this only benefits me to drag this out. It doesn't benefit you. If you unredact the illegally redacted parts now, you'll win over audience support much faster. It's kind of funny because a lot of you guys probably think I'm like trying to like make fun of this other cop by how he was talking.
Brother, you mind turning up the volume? Holy, it's actual ASMR. Wow. I cannot really hear him. Why is he whispering?
No, I'm actually just like super sick right now. I haven't been sleeping because I'm trying to get out part 3 as fast as I can. And that's caused me just to like stay up all night, every night, and not sleep. And now I'm sick and have no voice. But yeah, I guess it kind of, I don't know why that police officer was talking with such a low, quiet voice, but that's why I am, at least. I wasn't making fun of him. It's literally
because he's gay and trying to come off as masculine and trying to come off as honest when he's not being honest. And most importantly, I can totally tell he's reading a teleprompter.
Just genuinely sick. But if you want to see part 3, subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/recklessben. Part 3 will be up there.
I am not going to subscribe to your Patreon, but what I am going to say is that if you want this to be over, then you need to come back to America and deal with that. Since you got so many lawyers looking out for you, you have a lot of protection. So you definitely more than likely would be protected while in custody. You have the public sympathy. You have all of that. If you want the footage, you want the case and stuff, then come back to America. Like, the more you stay gone, it's not going to convince the judiciary to just completely do away with a signed affidavit for a bench warrant. You have to go through that process, and it's a process that nobody wants to go through. I've been through it too, on some fake ass shit too. You have to go through it to clear it up, to clear your name. Just don't take a deal. Just stick it through and get what you need, and that's it, honestly. But I do feel like this mediation that Josh has called for Ben to sit down and have comes with the implied, in fact, agreement that he will stop making content about this particular situation. And what is next for him? I don't know. He's making well over $200,000 with this content. But at the end of the day, it's really not even about the Legos or the value of the Lego. It's how far and how extensive with police, judges, court officials within the Mormon community go to protect one of their own. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, moving on. Let's get to this lawsuit, Milagro Grams, okay? First of all, you guys know that I went to Milagro Grams' court case first and foremost. I was there first. I was the only black YouTuber that was known at this court case, and then somebody decided to follow up behind me and go out and file fake paperwork. But that's a whole nother conversation. You guys know the drama that took place at Milagro Grams, where she lost a defamation lawsuit against that Megan Thee Stallion filed against her. So when I went into this case, I was totally team Milagro, simply because I had listened to the commentary she gave about Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation. I totally listened to it. I totally believe that Tory Lanez was set up. Roc Nation had a lot to do with it, and that Megan wasn't telling the full truth. Megan likes to contradict herself a lot, even with her relationship with Clay going to sour. She now made a song about it. She's back drinking, having fun, hot girl summer. When I literally sat in the Southern District Court in Florida, in Miami, and heard enough information to conclude that she's a devout alcoholic, and so as long as she's not drinking, she's cool. So when she was with Clay, she had a smaller figure because she wasn't drinking at Brown Hennessy and liquor and stuff. And then as soon as she break up with Clay, she's floating a boat. So I do believe there was a lot of gaslighting that took place in this Megan Pete versus Milagro Grams lawsuit. I feel like Megan continued to tell stories and, re-victimize and re-traumatize herself. But I really felt bad for her in a sense to where, like, I too have been stalked online. I too have had narratives spent about me, and people just endlessly just talking and don't know when to stop. And I just want to go ahead and just rip their whole fucking head off. I understand all of that. And so because I went through it, I kind of empathize with Megan Thee Stallion on the basis that I did feel like she was actually defamed and actually stalked. And also, you guys seen the clip of her coming out of the court one day, and I was telling her, keep her head up and stop all that goddamn crying and all this shit. She looked at me weird a little bit because she wants to play the victim, but that's beyond the scope. I was there to cover a court case, and according to the law, I told y'all that Milagro Grams will be losing the appeal, and the appeal was a delay tactic. And I felt bad for her. I'm like, she's a mother with kids and $75,000. How she's going to pay that? Then Milagro went live on Station Head, I believe, and bragged about, her having to go to court to play like and act like she's poor when she's not, and she actually got the money. So I don't feel bad about any judgment issued against her, monetary judgment. Tasha K also in the same boat. We all felt bad about the $4.5 million monetary judgment issued against her, but she kept on going around here having to prove how rich she is, how much money she got, and now Cardi B sued her in federal court and so forth. So Milagro pulled the same tactic. Nobody is feeling bad that you owe Megan Thee Stallion $75,000. You filed a fake frivolous appeal, which is exactly why from the moment you filed it, what was it, like December, and it's now June? Like, usually appeals in the federal court take about a year to resolve. The fact that it was resolved this early pretty much tells us that it was frivolous. So the appeals court determined that Milagro Grams is not a media defendant simply because she was paid directly, indirectly, or with gifts, opportunity in some way, shape, or form from Tory Lanez, and I absolutely agree with that. And Milagro Grams conceded that, Tory Lanez was coming on her podcast. She wanted his attention. Milagro was team Megan. And when Megan didn't give her the attention and Tory started giving it to her, she more so pushed the narrative in his direction, met up with him, met his family, got opportunity. They were supposed to do a podcast. Tory Lanez's connection to DJ Academic led to Milagro sitting down with DJ Academics. And I guess that was the e-poach of the podcast deal with Milagro Grams and Tory Lanez. So Tory did things in a way to kind of like cover his tracks, but at the same time, it wasn't fully covered. So the court found out that Milagro was not a media defendant simply because she did not give fair and unbiased commentary on the situation, not because she formed an opinion and said, I believe Tory more than Megan, but it came with incentives. It came with incentives. Like when I went to the Diddy case, nobody could change my mind about Diddy being caught up for the Mann Act and not RICO or anything. Nobody could change my mind, and that actually happened. I was not connected to Diddy's publicist like that, getting benefits, and today I'm definitely not talking to her. I didn't go to the Megan Thee Stallion Milagro Grams trial to be friends with Megan Pete or to be friends with Milagro Grams. Milagro Grams, when I did engage with her, she seemed very sweet and like she could be a great person outside of the act and the gimmick of, social media, but she decided to be upset with me and think that I turned against her because I told the truth about this case. And I told the truth from the start, ever since November, before the verdict was reached, that she is not a media defendant. And when the verdict was reached, I looked at the documents and saw that they did not check all the boxes to consider her a media defendant. Specifically, the jury itself found that Milagro Grams did not provide unbiased commentary and also received gifts and incentives from Tory Lanez. So on appeal, they pretty much confirmed that. The court then, on May 29, 2026, granted in part plaintiff Megan Pete's motion to reinstate jury verdict as to defamation claim and to amend final judgment or renew motion for judgment as a matter of law. So she got $75,000 instead of just the $59,000. $75,000 is literally the minimum amount that you actually can win in federal court. Judge Joe Brown went live and said Megan Thee Stallion only deserved $1 for a defamation judgment. I thought that was completely absurd, especially coming from him. But the fact that this actually got confirmed by the appeals court that Milagro Grams is not a media defendant. I do recall Megan testify and saying on stand that she has not sued DJ Academics, Vlad, or anybody else pushing this hate train against her yet. That let me know that Milagro is the brokest prospective defendant out of all of them, and that whatever happened to Milagro Grams' case, she was going to use it to judicially notice and make an example out of those that could actually afford litigation, like the DJ Academics, like the Cesar Pino, and other people connected to Tory Lanez, like the Joe Buttons. She is coming after them. Mark my words, she is coming after them. So it might not be now. Maybe when she gets ready to release a new album and needs sympathy, or it flops and she go to crying and feeling bad, she's going to go after them. And guess what? It's going to be cheaper. It's going to be more quicker for her to file another defamation lawsuit in this same court against these same defendants connected to this Tory Lanez situation. First of all, I don't know how she, as a citizen in Florida, was allowed to file a defamation lawsuit against an out-of-state defendant in her home base. Usually what happens in these federal lawsuits is you have to go into these other people's states in their governing federal district court in order to sue them if you're the plaintiff, especially if you're the plaintiff and requiring them to travel. But because Milagro Grams unsuccessfully filed the motion to get the venue changed, she was unsuccessful with it. Megan Thee Stallion is going right back to these same folks at this same court that are all friends with all these judges, no matter which one of them get the case, and she's going to go after DJ Academics. She's going to go after Joe Budden. She's going to go after all of them. And I feel like she's going to do that as a retaliatory act once her album comes out and it's not good, if it flops. So yeah, somebody said, what happened to new media? I told you, Milagro was gaslighting the public to make this a public issue, and this is a you issue. It's a fact-specific issue. It's a fact-specific issue. Every case is completely different with a different set of facts. Okay, new media, we have the right to report on things fairly and unbiasedly. That's what I did for this Megan Thee Stallion case, even though Milagro felt like I was unfair and against her. And no, I was fair and unbiased in this situation. And I told y'all the outcome of this case, that Milagro was going to lose. And I told you she was going to lose on appeal. And look what happened. Am I the bad guy? Do I deserve to be called everything but a child of God? I mean, does it take these white folks to go ahead and say what the fuck I done said for y'all to apologize to me? Or are we supposed to forget that I was defamed, that I was drugged across the internet by these big platforms because I told you that this would happen? LOL, you niggas did not say anything, stand for nothing but clicks and views. Michael X knew you niggas well. You saying that I would say anything for clicks and views? No, if I was the type of person to say anything for clicks and views, the internet has always been against Megan Thee Stallion since the Tory Lanez issue. Megan Thee Stallion never had the black community, not black content creators, not the black community. She never had the community to back her. And so what would have been beneficial as a content creator was to push a narrative in favor of Milagro, because pushing a narrative in favor of Milagro was for new media. And also it was for, Tory Lanez. Megan lost that public fallout. And I don't know if it's because she's a woman or not, but I knew going to the case that if I was going to be the person to say anything for clicks and views, I would have been Team Milagro, Team Tory Lanez in this situation, and I would have gotten all the clicks and views. I was Team Truth, while these other people was Team Liars, Team Pandering. Let me get Milagro on my platform so that I can make all these clicks and views, even though we drag each other all the time and we don't like each other. I don't play them games, and I'm sorry that I don't. I'm too real for that. And unfortunately, I get demonized for that. So you said I digress. Perfect. I'm glad you're digressing, because I'm not like that. I got the shorter end of the stick. I got demonized. I got told I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because I told y'all this would happen by the second week of the trial. My back was against the wall. People told you I was crazy and told you not to listen to me, told you I don't know what I'm talking about. And here we are. Everything that I said in November and December is true. We see it in black and white. And I says, Megan Thee Stallion owns her masters. Let it go. Tory Lanez is a violent creditor who wasn't a first offender. I agree with that to an extent. But what I'm saying is, according to your prior comment, if I was a person to do anything for clicks and views, I would have pandered to each side. And even when I took Megan Thee Stallion's side in this situation, I wasn't even pandering to battered women or women. No, I wasn't doing any of that. Okay, I got the best clips of her walking out of court. I poured positivity and light into her. Even when Milagro dissed me and trashed me, I went and found somebody who painted a picture of her and gave it to her to put a little light in her direction, because I knew she was going to lose this case. I said it, I knew it, and I did my job, and I turned out to be the person who was the actual righteous, honest person from the jump. But because y'all so caught up and got brains like a fucking goldfish, I'm boring when I tell you the actual law and not feeding into the hype or sensationalizing it. I'm boring, right? But I was right about it. Go back and look. June the 22nd, Diddy's going to be held up for the Mann Act. He's not going to be caught up for RICO. What about Jay? The guy from New York that I got put on my platform, and he continued to push the narrative and say that Diddy would be caught up for the Mann Act, but nothing else. We both said the same thing. July the 2nd, I'm in DC celebrating my birthday. What happens? Diddy's found guilty for Mann Act and nothing else. So I really don't go to these cases looking for the social media perspective of things. I actually go to these court cases to cover the law as it is. That's what the fuck I do, right? I was talking to a friend of mine who's mixed with Puerto Rican and Dominican. He's from New York. And the other day it went viral that this Dominican girl sued her employer. I think it was Verizon. She sued Verizon for calling her black. And we got into the race issues and everything. And I told him, I was like, hey, I can have this conversation with you, but I'm going to just be flat out with you. The truth is she's not gonna win the case because she did not file a complaint with the EEOC and she did not get permission to sue. That's exactly what Derek Dissing is going through with the Tyler Perry lawsuit. So because of that, I was like, okay, she's not gonna win, but we can have the conversation about race. That doesn't mean that I don't think she's, innocent or guilty or doesn't have a valid claim or anything. I just understand law and I just nip it in the bud from how I see the perspective of law. Maybe I just need to strategize and just go along with the flow and just hold back a little bit and maybe waited to say what I said in November, December until this order came out. I think I like to be intellectual, and I think the biggest challenge for anybody that wants to do true crime and cover court cases, you should be able to predict the outcome of it because that adds credibility to you, and I got all of it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you later. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution
what is in your life's blueprint.